What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV. Newcastle 2, Tottenham 2, and nobody gave Spurs a chance before this game. We both predicted 3-1 losses. Everyone was saying 4s, 5s, 6s. When you saw the starting lineup without Mickey van der Ven there, you're like even fearing even worst of the worst. You're like thinking, what is going to happen in this game? And you know what? A lot of the general play was a lot of the same frustrations which we've been having all season. I think Newcastle, you got to say they were probably the better team on the day. Well, most definitely the better team on the day. But it was a snatch and grab point at the end of the day. But I think the biggest talking point is always going to be that penalty, because the game finishes 2-2. Newcastle get a penalty to go 2-1 up right at the death, and you're thinking, just in my opinion, that was not a penalty. And I think that should be and is going to be the biggest talking point of the game, because it's a massive turning point in the game. Obviously, Spurs equalise through Romero, and then they go up the other end in the latter stage of the game. And Bentancur does have his arm around him, but I feel like Dan Burn is like kind of leaning into him. And I think it's just a coming together. I think Bentancur is just trying to stand his ground. I don't think the referee, the VAR should be instructing the referee to go and have a look at that. I think it's an absolute disgrace of a decision, to be honest. And you know what? If that doesn't happen, maybe Spurs go and win this game, which is crazy to think about because Newcastle were the better team on the day. Yeah,
I think for me, the penalty is a disgrace that VAR got involved. How many times do we see that kind of thing happen in the box and it just gets left to the referee on the pitch and it goes unpunished? I think, yes, don't get me wrong, Bentancur has his arm around him, but it's just a bit of 6-1, half dozen the other. Burn, they're both challenging with each other. Bentancur maybe a bit overzealous, but I don't think it's any need for VAR to get involved in that. I don't think Bentancur comes out with a lot of credit either, because I do think he's running the risk, isn't he? I think he's risking it with his actions. But
he gives the referee a decision to make.
But VAR, look, you should stick with the on-field decision. It doesn't meet the threshold of a VAR penalty. I think it's a bit of a disgrace of it, because if VAR are calling that, I think every corner they're going to be calling something. So I just hate it. They're nitpicking, they're deciding this one is, and then the other ones they ignore. Yeah,
but I'm looking at it. To me, it looked like more of a foul from Burn on Bentancur than the other way. Like, seriously, he's leaning into him. He's like, Burn has also got his hands all over Bentancur, by the way. It wasn't just one way that Bentancur had a one arm round Burn. I think it's just a bit of a disgrace of a decision, but
it's a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah, in terms of the way Spurs played, it was more of the same in the first half, asking Kudus to do God's work. On the other side, Destiny Udogie, no options when he's driving up the pitch, and it was just a laboured watch, just seeing Spurs not even try, just literally just hit and hope and hoping for the best in terms of attacking situations. We had 2 shots on target today, and both of them, Romero, and both of them end up in the back of the net. So how's that for luck? You know what I mean? So we really did snatch and grab this. But there was like one period in the game for 10 minutes where we looked decent. But yeah, it was too few and far between. I didn't really get the substitutions from Thomas Frank either, taking off our kind of best players on the day, and Lucas Bergvall, Randall Kolo Muani, 2 of the players that were really fighting for the cause and really trying to drive the team forward. But look, we end with a point, and it's better than what we could have hoped for before the game.
Yeah, I think 2-2 at St James's, you're always going to take that. It's always a good result. I think we definitely would have taken it before the game. I think, look, away from home, you're not always going to put in the perfect performance. It's always going to be difficult. You know, the home team, its onus is on them to attack. And I think Newcastle, from a lot of that game, were the ones in the ascendancy. They were the ones on top of us. They were putting us under pressure. And definitely that second half, they started to create a lot more chances. I think first half was a bit more, they were on top, but they hit the post. But other than that, they didn't really create too many clear-cut opportunities. And 0-0. I think Newcastle will be disappointed just because they were so dominant without really creating so many chances. But yeah, 0-0 at half-time was probably fair in terms of, did Newcastle deserve to be ahead when they didn't create the chances with their dominance? But second half, that goal was coming. You could see it all day long. Did we even have a shot before they scored their first goal?
Our only shots were our goals.
So we had a couple of openings and corners and stuff like that, but it was very much, waiting till they scored until we started to really force the issue. We then got the goal out, and I think Romero decided pretty much for the last 20 minutes he's going to be a striker, and maybe he should maybe he should be our starting striker, because the way he took both goals, fantastic, and obviously great header for the first one. Kudus with another assist. That's why he's 5th of the season. So great assist, great diving header at the near post from Romero, kind of out of nothing. And then the penalty happened, just set us back a bit. I think we were in the ascendancy at that point. We got the goal, we made the subs, also like we had that momentum. And it's so annoying to have that momentum, basically, to have the wind taken out of our sails with that penalty going against us. That was hugely frustrating, the timing as well. But credit to the team, didn't give up, found a moment, kept going forward, got a corner, and Romero pulls a rabbit out of the hat, really. I know as he shinned it, he went for an overhead kick, completely miscued the connection, but it somehow bobbled its way into the back of the net, and we end up with a draw. As you say, I wouldn't say I watched this game thinking, wow, we're back on track, or wow, this was like a convincing performance, or this is a performance to convince fans that this manager still has a future here. But as you say, we would have taken a draw before the game. A draw away from Newcastle is a good result. I think what I would say is, if we hadn't been so bad this season, there would probably be more positives to take away from this game. But the fact that this season has gone how it is, especially at home, with the amount of chances we're creating and how lackluster we look, it's hard to look at this game and think and take the positives away, because we're still creating very little. We're still struggling to break teams down. We're still struggling to get forward. But at the end of the day, you do expect that in Newcastle. You do expect to be under the cosh. So it's not a surprise. But again, you don't look at this game thinking, okay, now we're going in the right direction.
Yeah, but if you actually just look at this game in isolation and forget about everything else that's happened this season, like we'll probably be thinking about it more positively than we are now. 100%. We always get shat on at St James's Park, and we've had a decision go against us, and that happens at the best of times to many teams at St James's Park. To be honest, I feel like that happens a lot throughout the course of a season. But on another day, like I said, if you don't take into account what's happened to us early in the season, you'd probably say it's a hard fought point at St James's Park.
Yeah.
Because never say die attitude. We fought back twice after going 1-0 down, 2-1 down, and we go 1-0 down on the 70th minute. Fought back, got that goal, a penalty that should have been given, and we still fight back and get that other goal. So if you are just looking at this game in isolation, you'd probably be more happy with it, wouldn't you?
I'm going to be happy with the result. I think the performance was still a lot to be desired, but the result was brilliant. I don't know if we deserved a point, but we got a point. We a bit of a snatching.
See, it's not the away games that we've had an issue with, though, because in the away games, you have to fight like this. You're not going to be on top a lot of the game, particularly at St James's Park, and you're going to be under the cosh, and it's going to be hard to play your stuff. It's the home form, which is the worrying thing.
We can accept playing like this away.
Exactly, particularly if you get a point like that.
Yeah.
So, look, at half time, I know it wasn't great, but I was kind of content. It was 0-0. We weren't coming under too much pressure. I thought we limited them well, and we ended the first half all right. We were growing into the game, I thought, but then Newcastle just took complete control, and it felt like for basically 25 minutes a goal was coming, and it eventually came with some proper quality from Bruno Guimaraes. But again, it's a goal conceded at the edge of the box, That's now Newcastle, Arsenal, Fulham. How many goals are we going to keep conceding from the edge of the box? Thomas Frank goes on about high XG chances, low XG chances, and, they can take shots from the edge of the area because they're low XG chances, but we can't keep giving away goals like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he says he doesn't, I don't know, he doesn't say it, but, he apparently doesn't value, chances from the edge of the box. Well, at the moment, we're coming against quality, which is basically just picking us off and being able to thrive. And there was a great goal from Bruno, but he was so free on the edge of the box. The cross came in, it deflected out to him, and there's no one near him, and he's just able to pick his spot. Easy does it under no pressure, and he has the quality to score that goal. I think he did change the game for the better for them in that second half. I thought he was brilliant when he came on. Bruno Guimaraes, he was a shining light. He might even be man of the match, to be honest. Overall, because I thought he was brilliant when he came on second half, but. Yeah, I think it's going to buy him time because it's a good result. 2-2 away at Newcastle. You can't really complain about that scoreline. I think that's something that I think we all would have taken before the game. Even before the season, you take that result away at St James's Park. It's always a tough place to go. I think they had won their last 6 games.
Look, we've lost every game there since the one that we were talking about before the game under Nuno. We won 3-2. We've lost every single game there. So we've taken away a point. So look, I'm happy with the result. We just need to back this result up next week, Brentford at home. We need to see a very positive performance.
But the thing is, based on what you hear, the question is based on what you saw today. Do you see things improving from how we want them to improve on Saturday?
Not particularly, but at least I saw fight in the performance today. At least we had that kind of never say die attitude. We kept going, and we took a point after going a goal down each time. So look, I'm fairly happy because we have got the point. If we would have lost, obviously, I think it does keep that conversation going, but.
Like without a miskicked overhead kick, we do lose.
Yeah, it's true, but also without a terrible penalty decision, we might not have lost as well.
Okay, but we can't also rely on Romero going up front every game.
Yeah, that's also true. Look, 100%, it's not good enough from what we're seeing from general play, and there's not much to take from it from aesthetics or the way we play our football and trying to break teams down.
Just how good a team we are.
We're not a good team right now. That's the reality. We're not a good team right now, and we need to be managed in a better way, and we need to be able to attack teams in a better way and have more plans about us than try and get Kudus to take it around their whole team or Destiny Udogie to bulldoze his way through the whole team.
So Romero to get a brace.
Yeah, Romero's getting a brace. Van der Ven's getting a brace. You know what I mean? It's just madness what's going on. But if we take a point here and we build on that and we actually show a positive performance at Brentford, then you're looking back at that Newcastle game saying, look, that was all right.
You have to build on it, and you don't. But it's not about building on it in terms of the result. You need to start showing what we're complaining 100%. About. We need to start attacking more. We saw even today. When we do pick our moments to go forward and we do attack, we can look dangerous. And I thought there were times where Newcastle were kind of struggling at times to contain us, and we were looking like we could score, but it was just so few and far between. Barely got in their half for a lot of that game, and that is something that just is going to need to change. I understand going to St James is always difficult, and even at the best of times, even if we're a very good team, look at Man City going there and losing not so long ago. Like even Arsenal had a needed 90th minute winner to win there, so it's not an easy place to go whatsoever. I'm not expecting us to go there and win 3-0. I'm not even going there expecting us to be the better team, but all I'm saying is, based off the context of the season, what we've been seeing, I wouldn't necessarily say watching what I've seen today was like, okay, I saw something today which we haven't seen. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like a massive difference. It was a difference maybe from the Arsenal and Chelsea games, but it wasn't like a massive departure from in terms of on the ball of what we've been seeing so far this season. So there's still no improvement there, which has got to be a concern.
Yeah, look, it was very sloppy at times as well from our players on the ball, particularly playing out the back. I thought there were sloppy moments from everyone. I thought Bentancur, there were some good moments.
I don't know how he played 90 minutes.
Yeah, I don't understand. There were a couple of good moments in there, like a few passes in there. But yeah, he was really sloppy throughout and a bit weak in the challenge, particularly in the first half. And I just don't get. Yeah, I don't get how he played 90 minutes. And he gave the penalty away. So, look, we move. We got a point. This is our best result there since they've got all the money, since they've turned into a decent side under Eddie Howe. It's our best result there. So you've got to give the team some sort of credit for going there and taking away a point. But it's all on the next game now. And if we win the next game and we look a bit better and we can start to break down Brentford, then things might start to look a bit better. But as of now, the same problems still arise.
In terms of Frank looking identical to Nuno, when was the last time we beat Newcastle and St James's?
We didn't beat him today, but the last time was Nuno.
Nuno, there you go. So
who was their man? Who was Newcastle's manager then?
Steve Bruce.
Yeah. Steve Bruce. But we had a good run against Newcastle back then. We were winning at St James's Park quite regularly. It's ever since Eddie Howe's come in and they've got a decent team that we've been getting battered there. So this is actually our first point there since that's the case.
Well, this is the first one we've got against Eddie Howe at St James's Park.
Yeah.
So look, I am happy with the point. I'm not complaining about the point, but at the end of the day, I don't think that result is fooling me into thinking that it means much when I saw what I saw. It's not like we deserved the point. If we came away and we were at least equal or a better team and got a really credible point in that way, I'd be much happier. But right now, it's like we scammed the point, great, but it was lucky, let's be honest. We didn't really deserve a point. We were the second best throughout most of that game. We still struggled to create chances. Newcastle were the ones on top and Vicario was a much busier keeper. We still have the same problems in build-up. We have the same problems going forward. So it my point is, it doesn't give me confidence that any of these problems that we've been complaining about before today have been anywhere near there's been no steps to rectify them based on today.
Yeah. Yeah, they've just beaten Man City there as well. They've been brilliant at St James's all season. So I don't think a point is to be sniffed at. But I agree with you. You know, we weren't the better team. But what do good teams do? They play poorly and take something from the game.
Good teams also play well at some point. We just don't do that.
No, I'm joking, man. But look, it's all on the next game now. We need to see something better at Brentford. But a point of Newcastle probably, he gets credit in the bank for it.
It's not every day you see a last-minute Romero overhead kick equaliser. So you got to enjoy those moments.
Yeah, savour it, mate.
Saviour.
El Capitano pulls us through today and grabs us a point by the skin of our teeth.
And I guess it does buy Frank a bit more time, the fact he got a point. Look, I don't think he was getting sacked anyway tonight, but I guess if it would have been a battering or a drubbing tonight, then I guess the pressure piles on. But then again, if we fail to beat Brentford or lose to Brentford, the pressure's going to be right back there.
Absolutely. We cannot carry on this home form. We cannot. It's just not possible. So
especially against Brentford, that'll be just highly embarrassing if he loses to the manager who replaced him.
Yeah. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But as of today, I'm content with that, taking a point from Newcastle. I know the performance weren't great and Newcastle were the better side, but we snatched and grabbed the point, and Romero has got it for us by the skin of our teeth. So that is your instant match reaction. Spurs have drawn 2-2 with Newcastle. It's now your time to have your say. The link is pinned to the top of the live chat. I want to hear all your opinions, so come and join us and have a chat with us about the game. What?
Oh, hey, look who's coming on. What? Look who's coming on.
Oh, yeah, I spoke to him. There was a super chat here before. So, lads, wasn't the best game, but a point at Newcastle is okay. What's happened to the FC26 manager career? Need that back. Come on, you Spurs, watching from New Zealand. Yeah, I mean, I want to carry on. Last international break, Sim was off, and we couldn't do it. So we have to wait till the next international break, or a break where Spurs are not playing every few games, because the workload's a bit crazy right now.
The schedule's too thick and fast at the moment, unfortunately.
Kirazai says, our defence won't get any worse, so just put Van de Ven and Romero up front. Like, seriously, man.
They're the ones scoring the goals at the moment.
Yeah. Michael Hellman says, I promised we wouldn't lose games. I've succeeded. I'm promised we would lose games. I've succeeded. Thomas Frank, Tottenham Hotspur manager.
God, why did he have to say that?
And Liston Hines says, why did Bentancur play the full 90 minutes? Ridiculous.
Yeah, I didn't get that at all. I did not get that at all. He should have been brought off at some point, a lot earlier.
Yeah. All right. We have got a few people lined up. Is his camera on?
No, he's struggling to join.
Shall we go for someone else on first? But we do have 1,900 people in the live chat right now. Everyone do hit that subscribe button.
Romero,
and hit that like button as well.
Mimicked Bruno Guimaraes' celebration.
Is that why Bruno was going mad?
Yeah, brilliant.
I was wondering what he was doing. I forgot that was Bruno's celebration.
Loved that. We still didn't get the 1 XG. Still, the wait goes on.
Yeah, but we took a point, so we scored 2 goals.
Did score 2 goals. That's true. When was the last time we actually just hit 1?
God, you're the stat man. You can let us know.
United? No.
Did we at United? I'm not sure.
No. Everton away. Yeah, Everton away.
All right, we getting someone on? All right, let's go to Wes. Let's go to Wes the King. Spurs have taken a point at St James's Park. Snatch and grab point from Romero. Talk to me. What did you take from that game?
I'm just happy we at least came out with something. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm more, you know, that was better than nothing. I hated that penalty at the end. I feel like that, you know, that was just a mess. And we usually are getting the tail end of that most of the time, and that happened on that occasion. They said this is because, you know, the ball was going towards that player, and then, you know, Benton Curry wasn't looking at the ball the whole time, which he wasn't. But I still feel like any other day that would not have been a penalty in some other cases. But so that is what it is. Luckily, that didn't really kill us, but that could have. Like any other, I think, day that probably would have killed us. We would have never found a way to get another goal. But luckily, you had a player like Romero, who I think just center back wise, Van de Ven and Romero have been our better strikers, which is sad. And I really, which is sad. But I think that really comes on to like what kind of caliber player both of those players are. That they can do those kind of things. That's what kind of stands them out from the rest of personnel most of the time, is that they're able to sometimes win games in that kind of fashion. So those are two of those. We got two top players. We really do. But it's sad that, you know, sooner or later, I'm worried that if we keep playing like how we're playing and we keep going through the same cycles, that these players are noticing that those kind of players are not going to want to stay here long, especially somebody like Van de Ven. You know, he could literally go anywhere. Like right now, everybody's looking at him as a player that they want on their team, that's actually vying for stuff. So we need to really get our stuff together if we want to keep those kind of players here at this club, if we want to build on something. Other than that, you know, it's going to be a lot. It's going to sound like I'm criticizing, but, you know, it wasn't really the best of games. So, you know, but I'm just happy we at least got the point. But we really don't have a midfield, guys. We really don't. Bergvall was kind of the only one. Bentancur, I think he's done. Like, I think those injuries done really slowed him down. He's just off pace. Everybody's beating him. He's not really as active when it comes to running down players. And then if he is, he's late every single time. It causes him to get fouls and stuff like that accumulated on him. He's just behind the ball, but it seems like the manager is pretty keen on him because he keeps playing him. But I feel like Bentancur just is not at that pace no more that he was when he was first playing for us, you know, a year or so ago. You know, so I don't know if we're gonna have to find another. Well, we should be probably finding probably two midfielders anyway, because of Madison keeps getting hurt as well. We just can't keep having that. But
get me Ruben Neves, man. Get me Ruben Neves.
Yeah, we just need we need a midfield that are just gonna dominate, you know, because that's really what we're missing. One of the commentators, he said during the broadcast that, you know, why are the midfielders passing back to the center backs and having them pass forward? It should be the midfielders who are trying to advance the ball and trying to pass out and play out that way. It shouldn't just be the center backs, but the midfielders we have, they're always passing back and hoping that the center backs are the ones to pass forward and advance the ball and start off the offensive play. And that's just not how we're going to be good offensively. That's why we got such a low XG in the first place. You know, we have midfielders that are not technically doing their job. Sarr is not even moving around like he was at the beginning of the season either. He's, you know, he didn't play bad this game, I don't think, but he kind of wasn't there. You know, like usually you see him bombing down, trying to bring the ball forward, trying to do things. Much like what Bergvall is doing now, we saw Sarr doing just the first couple of weeks in the season, and now you're not even seeing that from Sarr. I just don't get it. And then, you know, we keep passing to Kudus, and it seems like Kudus is the focal point. But he holds the ball too long to me. I've been saying that for the last couple of weeks. But that's not really his fault. They kind of ask him to do a lot, I'm not going to lie. And he's trying to make something happen. But there's nobody there. Even when Johnson had it on his side, nobody there. And Udoji had it on that side. Nobody there. There's no triangle. No triangles. Everybody's backing up, staying away from the ball. I'm like, what are we doing? You need to want the ball. You know, if we're going to make something happen, you can't back away from the ball. I guess they're trying to make space, but I'm like, the players are just going to double team that player if they see there's nobody near him as a passing option. And that's exactly what was happening. They just keep double teaming and at the touchline. So I don't know, Frank. The only way Frank is going to start implementing anything is that they got to have a couple of days of practice. But you know, with us having like about 3 games a week now, and it's only going to get worse once the FA Cup comes around. Like, it's not going to be He's not going to have that much time on the practice field, sadly, to implement anything. So he's going to have to hope that he gets them mentally in the right space. Luckily, this game we were able to come out something. Hopefully, they get built off of that. And hopefully the next game is Brentford. He doesn't want to lose to that club, and hopefully he gets something done with that.
So a few words tonight. Obviously, you would have taken a draw before the game, but is it? Do you see it as like a lucky draw? Do you see it as more of the same? Do you think as a battling point that did we deserve the point today? How do you feel in general about where this result leads with Frank and what's been happening this season?
I think they battled well. I don't think these players are just, I think right now it's just that a lot of these guys are not confident in what they're doing. You saw that with some players. They weren't sure to make a certain type of pass, weren't sure if they can, bring the ball in the advance forward. I think you saw a lot of that from a lot of individual players. You got some players kind of playing individually, which is not good. We need them to play more like a team if we're going to make anything work. A lot of individuality going on. I think the leadership of Romero kind of, helped a little bit. I think, we battled. Newcastle really didn't do nothing too crazy, but they had some good, long, outside-the-box shots that would have went in any other day. I think that's something that I wish we would do. I wish we would take more longer shots. Like, if you notice, look at all these teams that we played against recently. They all took a lot of shots out the box, all on target.
It's because we leave them so much space there,
yeah,
right?
We leave them a lot of space. Yeah, that's another problem. We leave them a lot of space. Like, nobody – and that's the problem when I said about the midfield. The midfielders – they're supposed to go up into those players and not give them any space like that, any opportunity to shoot the ball like that. And, they're relying on sometimes the center backs do that. And center backs, they're worried about the strikers that they have to keep marked. It's just stuff like that that's kind of basics that, this team kind of doesn't follow sometimes. But I think it was a hard fall. I don't think it was a game where we got lucky. I think we got kind of done hard by the penalty. I think that was just a whole bunch of bull crap. But I think other than that, it was a hard fought type of game. It probably would have ended 0-0 if none of that other stuff happened. So, because, both sides weren't really doing nothing too crazy, but Newcastle did have a good couple shots outside the box that would have went in probably any other day.
Danso got one off the line as well. They hit the post.
Yeah. And there was one that was like a sweet one. It dipped right off the grass and it was in good gravity, and that would have been a goal. It was right on target. I forgot what player that was. It might have been the one, number 67. But Miley, probably. I think it was Miley. It's just, but that was a good start off. At least we didn't lose that one. That's always a hard one going to Newcastle. We haven't won there in forever. It seems like a lot of these stadiums we have not won there in forever.
Every team is our bogey team these days.
Yeah, I was like something like, we got one that said, we haven't won it. I think Chelsea, I don't think we won there in I don't like. It's crazy what these stats are. It's just
we haven't won at Chelsea since 2018, and before that, that was our only win there in the whole Premier League era.
That's that hopefully that kind of stuff got to change. That kind of sooner or later that stuff got to change. We can't keep doing that. We can't keep letting that kind of stuff build up. But hey, I'm happy that we at least got a point. It was frustrating though, especially offensively. But sometimes we look good. I'm not gonna lie. First half, at the end, we were looking like we were starting to get something together. It just seems like there's no direction of what they want to do, where they want to be, who you pass to first. A lot of that they're guessing. A lot of times they're just, and that's not good when every players are just guessing of where a player should be. I think one time Bentancur in the opponent's half, he got a hold of the ball from a good tackle, but he tried to pass it off to Berger, but Berger already made a move to go inside, and he was expecting him to stay there to give him a quick tap to the pass, and they were just off key like that. And you're seeing a lot of that. You're seeing a lot of players that are just not used to, they're not linking up mentally of where they should be. And that's hurting our team play a lot.
So, final question: are you hopeful on the moving forward under Thomas Frank now? What's your opinion on the manager?
I don't know if you remember our last conversation, but we can't keep firing managers. We just can't do it. We're not going to get any consistency. I think Frank is a good manager. I think a lot of people think Frank is a good manager. It's just that he's going to have to be given time, something that we have not did really well with a whole bunch of managers before him. We have to give him time. And he's not one of those managers where he comes into a club and he tries to fix it in a couple months to get a team playing. That's if we're like a top club or something like that, where we already have the players there. He's one of those managers where he builds a program. like he did at Brentford, like he did with his job before. Because I think he talked about how they were in his first job, they were in relegation. I think he was playing in the Danish league, and it was one of the bigger clubs in the Danish league. But they were fighting near relegation when he took over, and he had to rebuild that squad. And then at Brentford, he had to rebuild that squad, took it from the Championship and got him to the Premier League. And he's one of those managers. He's one of those long-term managers. He's not one of those ones where he's going to switch it around and, we're going to be fighting for everything in like the first 3-4 months. Yeah, he's never been that kind of manager. If we wanted that, we would have went for another type of Conte or Jose Mourinho type, to come in and do that kind of stuff. But, so we're just going to have to give the manager time at the end of the day. But he has to figure out a style of play. I need him to figure that out. I think a lot of people would feel a lot better if we just knew what kind of team we're trying to play like.
Absolutely. Wes, always a pleasure to speak to you, my friend. We'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, see you guys.
Onwards and upwards, mate. Come on, you Spurs. All right. So, the next guest, highly anticipated guest. We've missed this guy. I mean, it probably hasn't even been that long. Last time I saw
like
him,
a long time.
It feels like a very long time. Can't wait. The legend, the man, the myth, the legend. It is Mr. Brian Daigle. Welcome back, Brian. How are we doing, my friend?
I'm okay, brother. Before we get into this and everything, I do just want to say, Ben, to you and to Ashley, thank you from the bottom of my heart for checking up on me. I've had a horrific 9 days. Mental health, which is like I preach about, had a major step back and building up. And thanks to you and Ashley constantly checking up on me. There's time when you realise there's more to life than Tottenham Hotspur and getting stressed and wound up about it. And I needed to take a step back. But as you can see, I'm making my way back, and just thank you from the bottom of my heart to you and Ashley, Ben, brother.
We love you, brother. No
you
problem at all. But good to have you back, my friend.
It's good to be back, brother. It's been what? PSG, Fulham, and the filth.
Yeah.
And if I'd come on after the filth, there probably would be no We Are Tottenham TV left. So it was probably a step in the right direction.
The last time I saw you was you storming out with 20 minutes to go at the Emirates. I haven't seen or spoken to you since, or apart from the last couple of days.
We've spoken.
Yeah.
As you know, it's been hard to get hold of me, but we have spoken. But yeah, listen. I was going to come on at 1 minute when it went 1-0. I was like, oh, God, I'm coming on. I'm going to have to deal with everything. Then it was 1-1, and I was like, yes, thank God. Then that penalty, and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. And then, obviously, 2-2. So we have got a point at a place we have struggled to get points recently and have been absolutely walloped there, whether we've played good or played bad. So taking a point is a step in the right direction, that's for damn sure.
Who impressed you today? Was anyone who impressed you individually, or?
Do you know what, mate? Listen, I think Vicario had a good showing after what happened to him at Fulham. His shot stopping, obviously, we know what his shot stopping is like. Porro was better in the second half, as was Danso. Bergvall in the first half, and Kudos, and obviously Kuti. I mean, what I will say, Sims, I heard a bit about it saying we're taking no shots, we're having. People have got to remember, and people of my age and a little bit older will remember seeing players like Gaza, Waddle, Hoddle, Son, Bale, Ginola, Anderton. You can go on names and names and names and names and names of creative players that could do something. And right now, it's Kudus. That's it. It's Kudus.
We got Moani as well. Brennan Johnson scored 18 goals last season.
I mean, Johnson was, again, apart from his shot at the beginning. One thing I will say very quickly, I don't know why they can't do this. You know when Johnson had that shot and Lucas and Hall hit it out and it went out for a corner?
Yeah.
Why the hell don't they just use goal line technology to see if the ball crosses the line?
Yeah,
to see if there's a corner or not?
They should.
It's that easy.
Yeah,
just put goal line technology across it. The referee gets the referee get a buzz, and they can definitely tell who's got the last touch corner. That's it.
Yeah.
Don't need VAR. You don't need anything.
100%.
It's just bizarre.
Brian, what do you make out of the penalty decision?
Bentancur gets put in a headlock, penalty Newcastle.
It was more a
Well,
foul
listen,
on Bentancur, wasn't it?
It was a foul, Bentancur. You know what? The thing is, this is what it's got to. He's not looking at the ball. And even Jamie Carragher said in commentary, he said there's loads of defenders that don't do that. With VAR, do you know what? If it was the other way around and it was Tottenham, would you have said that was a penalty for us?
Probably
You
not.
would have taken it, wouldn't you?
I would have taken it, but I don't think I would have been up in arms if it wasn't given.
Yeah, I mean, it was harsh. I mean, let's just thank God for Romero's shin.
Yeah, I know.
Incredible.
What a shin! I mean, what an absolute quality time to score an overhead shin.
Unbelievable, and it just kind of like bubbled in as well. It's just like slow motion.
Oh,
It was
mate,
crazy.
and against Ramsdale as well. You just need to put the Titanic music with it, and it'll be brilliant. It'll be brilliant. But do you know what? You look at things like this. Hopefully, this could be a turning fortune. Listen, there's lots of things Frank needs to change, and there's lots of things Frank needs to do right now. Do I trust him and think he's the man for the job? Yes, I do. And that ain't changing. But he's got to realise we need to be a bit more front foot forward. I think we've got midfielders that just pass backwards. I don't think he can fit this midfield three is proving to be an issue, isn't it?
Would you not say that the patterns of play and the way that we've just got one version of attack with Mohamed Kudus and he's trying to do it all on his own is all due to the tactics of Thomas Frank?
Yeah, I mean, do you know what? I think if you look at it, I think what we're missing, everything in midfield, is Kulusevski. Power, running with the ball.
Why he would solve everything?
No, not solve everything, Sim. I think we need to go into. I mean, I heard Ben just speaking about with Wes about Neves. It's a Neves, it's a Gallagher, it's a Wharton, it's a Morgan Gibbs-White. That quality of player. I heard Ben. I think it was Ben and Sim. You were talking beforehand about the Semenyo intensifying bingo. We're getting to the point where bingo is coming back and intensifying, or be first on the list. Like Ben said, what's the point of getting a left winger? There's absolutely no patterns of play to get it. Yes, we do need a left winger, but we definitely need some kind of midfielder that will drive. We're just so timid in midfield. I mean, Xavi not starting is a weird one in all these games. Hopefully we can get to the bottom of that and find a way. The Van de Ven on the bench, I totally get. Don't get me wrong, he's been our best player by an absolute country mile. But we always have to be worried about him picking up a hamstring. I
get that, but why this game of all games, one of our hardest away games of the season?
Well, it's been proven right.
Yeah, to a certain extent, we've taken a point.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Ben. If we'd lost, everyone would have gone, "Oh my God, Van de Ven, what's he done?" Blah blah blah, and rightfully so.
Did we deserve a point today, Brian?
2 shots on target, 2 goals. Did we deserve it? Not really. But this is the thing. Where have we come into this world where it's like you only get the points there if you deserve them? So many people get the points when they don't deserve it. We've stopped the run. A team that we have failed to beat since Nuno, like you correctly said, and we've taken some absolute tonkins there.
Yeah.
And we didn't take a tonkin.
Yeah.
We didn't take a tonkin.
So, we haven't seen you for the last few games, but there's obviously been a lot of noise around Frank and a lot of criticism from a lot of people in the fan base and a lot of just pundits as well. What do you make out of that? Obviously, you said already today in the call that you're very much behind him, but what do you make of the widespread criticism for him?
Well, let's do this in 2 parts, Sim. First of all, when it comes to the social media slamming of him, Ben has been giving me updates when we speak. I haven't looked at social media one bit over the last 9 days. Not one single thing. I haven't even watched YouTube. The only time I watched YouTube was the second half of the Fulham game when I was just so pissed off I could feel me about to lose it. So I listened to Ben and Stell for the second half.
Much better.
But yeah, I mean, obviously, the Sky commentary or TNT, whoever it was not sufficient. So I listened to my two brothers. So on that part, Tim, I can't really discuss or say what's happened because, like I said, the last 9 days I really haven't been paying attention. What I will say is, obviously, I have my full faith in Thomas Frank. What I don't understand right now is some of the passages of play or some of these midfield to forward passages of play and selections. That's the bit I'm struggling with. The Thomas Frank I've seen, the Thomas Frank that I've watched and loved watching and studied and wanted for 2 years, this isn't what he does. So hopefully January can bring some quality, and this is where Enoch have got to step up, and this is their first chance to say, right, listen, it's a new sheriff in town, so to speak, and we're going we're going for it, and then we go from there. But what I think he has to do is he has to realise he's at Tottenham now. There comes a time, you look at it, and I'm not, before people even start saying in the comments, I'm not comparing him to Conte, but we keep looking back at when Conte went to the filth and they got battered when he was playing a different system. And he said, right, that's it. It don't work. I'm changing it. Went back to his tried and tested, and obviously they went on a 15-winning streak that we ended and won the league. I hope he could just look back. I hope Justin Cochrane and the other coaching staff are saying to him, do you know what? We've got to change something. This setting us up not to lose, rather than saying, right, do you know what? We're Tottenham Hotspur, especially at home. Home, he's got to change it. I'm in the studio if you see me on Saturday, and it's the Thomas Frank derby in it, and oh my God, the headlines write themselves, don't they? They just absolutely write themselves.
But do you feel like at the moment he is a man under pressure, or do you feel like he has the full backing of the board?
I think he's a man under pressure, and do you know what? Every manager at Tottenham Hotspur should be under pressure to deliver. But do I think, what's it been now? August, September, October, November. So it's coming up to 5 months. Let's just say Premier League.
I think that was our 14th league game today.
14th league game, exactly. Look, other managers have taken time to get into the job. I'll say Pochettino. I'm not saying he's going to have a Pochettino second half of the season, but hopefully he can. We've had managers that have got off to great starts and then it's fallen apart. We've had managers that got off to a slow start and then it's done. But even if we get rid of him, these people are still going to have to deal with Richarlison, who, by the way, is a goddamn disgrace. I have never seen a man fall over, dive, and try and... It's all he does. He's an absolute buffoon. Yes, he's got the odd couple of goals, but honestly... But anyway, you bring in another manager, you're still going to have to deal with him, still going to have to deal with Brennan Johnson. Bentancur, I don't know what... He either plays really, really well, or it's just rubbish.
All over the place, yeah.
Yeah, that's a better way for doing it. Doesn't matter who comes in. They've still got this team, which has been years and years and years of not paying the big wages to bring in the big players. And it's been potential. Don't get me wrong, the last window was great. Last window, we really made a different change and things came in. But we got to give it time. And I know there's a lot of people, and I can even see it in the chat, that can say time to go. And fair play to you if that's what you think. Each to their own. But I think the man will get the job done. I still think he'll turn it around. I think January is huge for him. I think Kulusevski coming back for him is massive. And then hopefully Spurs can start getting 3 points and going on a run to turn this round, because the form has not been good.
How many more consecutive home losses can he survive, though? That's the big question.
Mate, you just look at it. Our home form has been absolutely shocking since we moved to the game changer. Apart from that half that we had with Conte, and you look at it again. The away fans, the away fans at Newcastle today, even though they're up in the gods, you could hear them non-stop. They are, as you guys know, as I know, when you go away, it is non-stop. Obviously, at home, it's a very, very different thing. And I will say, Frank coming out saying the things he's been saying about the fans is wrong. Is wrong. He should not be talking about the fans like that soon in. And that I do hold him accountable for. But I do think this man will turn it around, and I do think we'll see improvements, and hopefully the good times will come back. But at least it's a point, a place we never get a point, or in recent history. Whether we deserved it, whether we not, the team showed fight, desire and passion to come back twice, right at the death. Great, I've got to say, what's a header by Romero?
Mate,
What a
bullet.
what
Diving,
a
absolute bullet.
He's just shown this is what Moani. I mean, let's just have one quick chat. Tim, do you remember against Bournemouth when you and Josh King were sitting there and I put out a tweet about Dominic Solanke?
Yeah.
Yeah, back after each international break.
Yeah.
And here we are again. And let's guess that
has it been 3 months yet? Or?
Mate, it's been more, mate. My sources were, mate, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
Do you have any source about when he is going to be back?
But mate, do you know what? Let's start putting the bids in. I'm going to say 2027.
2027.
Who knows? But yeah, I mean, it's just we need to get this out. And like I said, Spurs are a team I've known all my life to have that one or two pure stars that will dig you out of a hole and promote and do that moment of magic, whether it be Sheringham, Klinsmann, Waddle, you name it. You can go on and on and on. And right now, Tottenham Hotspur don't have it with all the injuries or the injured players aside. We have Kudus and Simmons if he can start playing, but Simmons is still.
I'll say to that, Brian, we don't have it to a certain extent, but we've got more than what we're showing all season, I would say.
That I agree with. That I totally agree with. Agree with. But we should be doing better. There's a breakdown in communication somewhere. But he'll get things right. I have full faith in Frank. Whether people want to slam me for it, agree with me for it, whatever, that's your call. But like I said, I've never turned on a Spurs manager apart from Andrew. That was 18 months in after the most horrific run and that I hated doing that. I hated doing it, but when I did it, as always, I go full in. If people think I'm going to change, my stance on Frank after 5 months, then you're
it's just who you are, mate.
Mate, exactly. I don't like to be entertained.
In terms of being entertained, do you think he's going to get us playing like good football, like attractive football at some point?
I think he will do, buddy, but I think do you know what? I just think there's a couple of pieces missing. I think they're literally, I think, Sim, let's look at it. If the players that we were just talking about, when we said Neves, a Wharton, a Morgan Gibbs-White, who else did we mention? A Gallagher. There is no one at Tottenham that can do that right now, and I think the only one that can is Kulusevski. For what the attributes he has, and we're missing that. You can clearly see it in midfield. We just can't. We're bereft of ideas. We just keep going backwards, sideways, then forward and losing it, or just give it to Kudus and hope. We need a left winger. We need a striker, and let's just see what January brings. But I think he will get us playing good football. I really do think so. But it's going to take time, and I'm going to give it to him.
Do you think he'll get time?
I hope so. I mean, lose to Brentford, I could just imagine what will happen. I don't think. Listen, I think he's going to get the January window, and I hope he does. Or actually, he will. Listen, and then we'll see, and then we shall see. But I hope they give him time. I hope he gets given time to prove it, and I hope ENIC are true to their words and they act like their words and go big in January.
All right, Brian. Always good to have you back, my bro. And
always a pleasure.
Good to see you, Brian.
We'll speak very soon.
Always a pleasure, brothers. And I'll see you in the studio, Sim, on Saturday.
Very much looking forward to that, Brian.
All right, brothers. See you soon, brothers. Take care,
Up the
everyone.
Spurs. Come on. So when Romero scored his second goal, he signalled to the away end 2-1. He didn't take into account the penalty. He doesn't like the penalty decision.
Nah, I'm not surprised. The penalty is utter bullshit. The penalty decision, utter rubbish.
He said after the game, Cuti Romero, in the last 3 or 4 games, the team weren't good enough. It has been a difficult time, but especially in this game, I love the mentality. Mentality was good today, to be fair.
Yeah. Look, we didn't give up. I think that's a positive, and we came back twice. It's not easy to do, especially against Newcastle at St James's. Easy to fold under those circumstances, and we didn't. So credit for that.
And he's also talking about the fans. He says, I think our fans, exceptional travelling, 3,000 up there, the way they supported us throughout the game and singing. I've also heard the fans singing and praising Vicario throughout the game. That's togetherness. Big up. All right, let's move on and let's go to Ike. How you doing, bro?
Hey, how you guys doing? I'm so happy to finally be on the stream.
Good to have you, bro.
Oh my God, I've been waiting for this opportunity. First of all, I want to say our passing has got way worse from last season.
Yeah.
Last season we weren't the best at passing. I'm not even gonna lie, especially passing from the back.
It's got worse than bad.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's terrible. It is terrible. Sometimes I watch the game and I'm like, what is going on? Because last season, it's basically the same players apart from Kudus and Moani, but these were the same players that were kind of playing, expansive football, good passing. There's so many instances where Johnson was making some good runs and Kudus couldn't just pass the ball to him. Not just Kudus, but Saad too. So many instances where there were clear caught passes, but no one was passing. Especially to Brendan Johnson. I don't think Brendan Johnson was bad this game, honestly. I think this was maybe one of his better performances in terms of getting to the byline and making some crosses, taking his man on with his speed. Because I seen him do that under Ange a couple times, and the crossing has been abysmal. I don't know what to say about the crossing. I've seen some instances where we run to the byline and we pass it straight into the middle, but there's no one in the middle to just tap it in.
The thing I don't get about the crossing is that seems to be our number one method of attack. They must be practicing it in training day after day.
It's not
and it's
working.
still so bad. I just don't get it.
There's not enough people in there.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's terrible. The crossing, well, can be an outlet. I'm not gonna say, oh no crossing, but we need to stop. We need to stop with the crossing. There's no one is taking shots out the outside the box. I saw Moani today looking really good from the left side. He kept cutting in. I thought he was gonna bend it, but he never took his shot on. Oh my God, there's so much. Tell came on and he looked silky. I don't know how to explain it, but he looked, one touch passing. He looked good in a weird way today. I don't know.
He was chasing lost causes, and one of the lost causes he kept alive and created a chance. So you got to give him credit, Matisse Tell today.
Or was it the corner?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
He definitely. I don't know. There's something. I feel like Tell is also getting better. We talk about Oliver, but I think Tell too is getting better with time.
Where are you at with the manager then? What's your opinion on moving forward with Thomas Frank?
Bro, me and Sib, I've been watching you guys for a long time. Every time I see Sib talking, I'm like, that's me. Because this is my first time being on the stream. But every time I hear Sim talk, I feel like I'm talking. In terms of I honestly don't even need to come on.
So you want Ange back then?
No, I won't say I want Ange back, but I didn't want him to leave. I don't think we can go back to Ange. But at the same time, I felt like if you guys gave Ange, Paulinia, or maybe someone else, something. Because I feel like with Ange, our midfield was open, but now our midfield is open and we can't pass. So it's like the midfield is way worse than last season. So I did want Ange to stay. I don't think there was a game where I slept when Tottenham was playing. I feel like nowadays.
Where are you from?
I'm from Texas. I'm actually
Oh,
from Texas.
Texas.
Yeah, watching from
Lovely.
Dallas, Texas.
Nice. There's a big
Yeah.
actually supporters club in Dallas, isn't there?
There is. So I go to school in Dallas, but I'm from Houston.
Oh, okay.
Okay. No,
So-
no, just go on. Yes, speak on Frank. Like, how you like? Do you feel like he has a future here? Like today marked, I think it's now 3 wins in 14 games in all competitions. So I know it was a good result, but it's still
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a good result.
No, you don't think it was a good result today?
No, I don't think so. I think when I after the game, I came on YouTube to check the thumbnail because I love looking at the thumbnail when I get on YouTube and I see I see Ben happy. I'm like, what is this? Like I felt like this was terrible in terms of like
This is our best result at Newcastle since 2021.
I know, and that's the problem. Every time I don't say best performing, but like in terms of results, yes. Because
Yeah.
last time the 2-1, I feel like we did under Ange. I feel like it was a good game. We gave it to them, but like like I said, we're just unlucky in terms of like how open we were back then. But the game was terrible. I had homework. I was doing some homework, so that's why I was up. But every time I watch, since the season started, every time I watch Tottenham, for some reason I just fall asleep. So I was watching.
I wish I could do the same
game.
sometimes.
Yeah, oh my, that's terrible. I was watching the PSG game and I woke up. No, I slept. I closed my eyes, opened it, and it was like 3. I think it was 3-1 or something like that. I closed my eyes again, I opened it. I see it's, I think 5-3. I'm not really sure. I don't remember the scoreline, but like, I was like, what's going on? I think I closed my eyes for a second and this happens. Defense is I don't know what to say. Like, I feel like we got bad. We got way worse.
Do you think he's
than
the
last
right man for us to take us forward?
Loki. So beginning of the season, I didn't want Ange to go, but like at the same time, I was like, okay, it's Frank. Frank promised, free flowing football. I thought he was honestly. I thought what Frank came to do was take Ange's model and just make it better or like make it work with the players we have. Something like what Slot did with Liverpool. I thought that was the plan for Frank. Take what we're doing and just make it better in terms of like we're conceding less, but like at the same time we're still going, going and attacking the game. That's what I thought the plan was. So even though I didn't want Ange to go, but I was like, okay, Frank might do something with the team we have because I don't think the team is bad. Richarlison is interesting because.
So wait, is he the right man to take us forward or not?
I'll just say we have to wait and see. I don't know. I'm not gonna stay here and say Frank out. I don't think. I don't know. I feel like if he keeps at what he's doing right now, then definitely not. Okay. But right now, I say stick with him to the end of the season. End of the season, if we don't get European spots or anything, then yes, I feel like we should definitely go back to a manager that like what's the Bournemouth manager?
Iraola.
Yeah, like a Iraola. I feel like that's a good appointment for us. I feel like someone like him would be a really good appointment.
All right. Well, I have to wait and see what happens. But thank you so much for calling in today, my friend.
Oh my God! Thank you for having me.
Nice
No
one, mate.
problem.
Thanks for calling in. Please do again.
Up the Spurs.
All right.
Come on.
Yeah, come on, you Spurs. Yeah.
Big up.
Frank says, for me, it's never a penalty.
Yeah. Even speaking to someone from Newcastle, they didn't think it's a penalty, and we need the consistency from the officials.
I agree with him. I think it's ridiculous he was given a penalty.
Yeah.
I think it's ridiculous. I don't see the unless you're going to give at least 2-3 penalties a game. I don't see how VAR can get involved in that. I think it's a joke.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. A few stats from the game that I saw before. Kevin Danso recorded 11 clearances today, and 1 goal line clearance and 7 headed clearances. And Mohamed Kudus, 1 assist, 2 big chances created, 3 out of 3 successful dribbles, 7 ball recoveries, and 5 out of 9 ground duels won. Yeah, so decent showing from Mohamed Kudus today. Let's move on and let's go to Rocco. Rocco, how you doing, mate?
I'm all right.
Happier today?
Feeling. Bit mixed.
Mixed, hard place to go. Newcastle always lose there. We've lost there every time since 2021. Lost every time since Eddie Howe has taken over at the helm. We've taken a point today. Never say die attitude. What's there not to be happy about?
Couple things, but I'm going to start with the positives because starting with positives is always fun. I thought as you said, never say die attitude was fantastic today, and I think we've lacked that. I thought when Tell came on, he pushed hard. When second half, again, this is all second half. Kudus was really good. He's our only creativity at the moment. I thought he was fantastic, and I think he's been fantastic consistently. And he's sort of gone under the radar because he doesn't really score many goals. But obviously fantastic today. Romero, oh my God. That was amazing. Failed bicycle kick. I was like, oh, what's he doing? And then it rolled in. I was surprised. I didn't expect it. But,
should we start playing him up front?
Oh, yeah, 100%. 10 times better than Richie. He gets up. He doesn't lie down on the ground. Bergvall, I thought was great as well today. I would like to see him and Javi together sometimes instead of them separately. I don't know what Frank's obsession is with playing them not together. So I thought the players were really good today. I thought certain players were fantastic, and we showed that spirit, and we played really well. But in the second half we played really well. But I thought the first half was very the opposite of what the second half was. We were just showing what we've been showing since Frank's got here. We're just defending, which is fair enough if we actually put a counter-attack behind it. When we have the opportunities, we take them, but we're not. Again, I think you said the XG in the first half, we didn't have a shot, or at least a good one. The XG was again around 0.01. And even though what happened in the second half, I think looking specifically at that, I don't think it's acceptable at all. And I think the only reason we won that game today is because of Romero. Obviously,
we didn't win.
Goals. Oh, not win. Sorry, apologize. Draw. I think the only reason we drew today was because this may sound weird to say, but I don't think Romero was told to go up front. I think that was very much his own volition.
He kind of does that a lot, though.
Oh, he does, yeah. But we saw those 20 minutes there. He would not go back down. And again, this is just a stupid little hunch of mine. I don't think he likes Frank. And this is not me trying to push anything, but I don't think the team's very behind what he's trying to do. We saw that again half time.
Sorry, carry on.
No, you go on ahead.
No, I'll say I've been saying similar things, but I think on Romero, didn't he sign that contract under Frank?
Yeah, but again, that was the start of the season. I don't think he saw. I like what Frank's vision was at the start of the season. Everyone liked what Frank's vision was at the start of the season. I mean, we nearly won the Super Cup. We beat the Filth in a preseason game, and we were playing very well. But since the start of the season, it's been sort of going lower. And we know Romero. Romero's fiery. At the end of the game, he was pushing around Guimaraes. But I do agree with you. I think that I do think that some players in that dressing room aren't very in favor of what Frank's doing. And because it is very much of a hunch, but I think the only reason we won the game today was because certain players.
Win.
Oh, Drew! I keep saying win.
Does it feel like a win, Rocco?
Yeah, no, 100%. I feel like it's a win to me because we finally beat Newcastle. I was expecting us to get drossed. Yeah.
We didn't
Oh
beat
my
Newcastle.
Oh my god, my head's gone, mate. I was expecting us to get
You
drossed,
see
but
what
draws.
point does his fan base?
Yeah, I've been deprived of it for so long. No, I think the draw got it. I think again that was given to us because players went against his system, and I don't really think it's all of them, and I don't really think it's a very public thing. I bet it's probably just a couple of them just saying, maybe we should try this, maybe try something different. But I like Frank, and I liked him at Brentford. I agree with what Brian was saying earlier, but if we continue with the performances we had in the first half, and up until Romero scored, if we continue doing that, we're not going to go anywhere. We're going to stay the position we were now, with the position we are now. And even though I love the result, I think the result is amazing. I think we need to look at the context behind the result. Is the fact that we should have lost today. I don't agree with the penalty, but if it wasn't for Romero's wonderful bicycle kick that hit off basically his knee, and without his header, which again, I think the defender should have done better, Newcastle were just cruising. We didn't really show much, like, at all. And you said those were only 2 shots. They were incredibly, incredibly lucky. And obviously I'm happy with the result, but I'm not happy with the way that we got the result. And I don't think that's down to the players, because the players looked like they tried today, but it looked like they were held back by the system. And when they went against the system, things worked well for us. We got 2 goals.
When you're at Newcastle away, you can do that. You're in a dogfight. You're playing at a very hard away ground, and it all comes down to how we play next weekend at Brentford. If we play 100%. Like that against Brentford and we can't create chances, then I'll probably be of the same opinion that I was before the game. But in a game like this, you can accept it because it's a very hard away game to go to.
Oh, 100%. But again, I don't think that was his mindset. I think his genuine mindset is that the philosophy he wants to play with Tottenham is very defensive, and very much that, because I completely understand it is an incredibly difficult away game, but we've been seeing this for weeks.
Yeah.
We saw it against Fulham. Look, Fulham.
Yeah, it's true.
And I think this is what he's trying to instill. And this is what his philosophy is. And as a team like Tottenham, we complained about the way that we played under Mourinho and Conte. And even to the end, we saw like everyone turned on them towards the end. But even at the end of Ange, even before the Europa League final, there were people who did not turn on Ange because he played attacking football, because that's what we want to play. Our slogan is to dare is to do. And managers like Ange and Pochettino did that. And if he continues to lose, if he starts winning games like this, fantastic. But it's a system that if you start losing, you lose support very, very quickly, especially from Tottenham fans who expect more.
Yeah, very
You expect more when you've got a front line of Kudus, Moani and Johnson, who last year was our top scorer.
Yeah.
you expect goals from a front line, and you expect creativity. And I think it's as simple as that.
All right, Rocco, always a pleasure having you on, mate. Thank you.
Cheers, Rocco.
Oh, last thing, by the way, Richarlison needs to get up. He needs to stop playing now.
See you later, mate.
Big up, boy.
Cheers. So Romero has just retweeted Rio Ferdinand's post on X saying, disgraceful decision to reward Newcastle penalty. Whoever's controlling the VAR should be ashamed, and the ref then reviews and should be also. Well done, Newcastle.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me. There clearly is a feeling of injustice after that.
Yeah, massive feeling of injustice. Massive. Look who's coming on next.
Oh, no.
Look who is coming on next.
We've all become Alex recently. We're all Alex now. He was right all along.
You got your letter? You got your letter?
A letter?
Do you need to post anything?
I do. Yeah,
Let's get him on, Mister. Let's get Boxy on. How you doing, Alex?
To be honest with you, I feel like falling asleep because honestly, that game was so boring. Honestly, bloody hell! I've never.
You're not taking a point away at Newcastle.
Well, it's boring. It's boring. My eyes are not lying to me. Honestly, I'm sorry. I'm bored watching Tottenham now. I'm not invested whatsoever. I've got to be honest. You know what I mean? Sorry, I'm not.
When's the last time you haven't been bored watching Tottenham?
Well, to be honest with you, brother, I've always been right. Just watch the Mr. Box Office TV, you'll find out. But the point is, anyway, because I'm not here for a long time, because I'm here for a good time and a short time, because I need to go to bed after watching that crap. Anyway, moving on. Listen, I've got to be honest. I can't get invested by this. Honestly, I cannot get invested by this. I ain't Frank out because I'm not stupid, right? He still needs to prove himself because every manager needs to prove himself like Pochettino did. And I'm not going to repeat myself. Go and watch my channel why I did say that.
How long
you know
does
what
he
I mean?
get to prove himself?
No, but I'll get into it.
All right,
let the main event finish, and you had your 5 minutes of fame already. The point is, though, yeah, right? Okay, he's like, like I said, right? He needs to prove himself, right? But I'm sorry, especially after Fulham, and if you watch my channel and watch the match day vlog, you would have found out how annoyed I was after that game, right? A game that I didn't even want to be at. You know what I mean? Right? The football is dire, right? Okay, we're lucky today, right? Okay, I'm gonna point out a few players. Firstly, let's talk about Moani. The Moani that everyone's saying he needs time. Let me just remind people on the channel, and if you haven't got the program yet, this guy's on loan. Yeah, TikTok. I still need to see something right now. Yeah, and by the end of the season, he'll be gone. Yeah, finito. Goodbye, out the door. You know what I mean? So I need to see something.
That's what we said about Matty's Tell.
Yeah, exactly. Same energy. Like even even Werner, Timo Werner, yeah, that the below average, yeah, whatever. I forgot his name now. Right, that ex-Southampton player, yeah, right. So we need the same energy, yeah. Right, he needed to hit the ground running. He's done absolutely nothing. I don't care if he had a little few moments, right. If you want a few moments, Bergwijn that said we weren't good enough. Bergwijn, yeah? Remember Bergwijn?
Yeah, I remember.
Lucas Moura, Lamela. Remember all those players that we said weren't good enough? Yeah? Right? They did more in their lifetime than Richarlison and Mattis Tell and William Saliba, all the bear, so it's late, all together. Yeah? So don't get me started. Don't. You Spurs fans need to start actually know the truth. Yeah, so talking this rubbish, telling me that we need to give people time. He needed to hit the ground running. Yeah, Solanke, he's finished. I'm sorry, I'm fed up people talking about
this season.
He's finished, bruv. Bro, it's a bad sign in the first place. He's only had one season fit. Yeah, right. So that's the truth, bruv. Yeah.
So do
you think I'm lying? I'm not lying, bruv. Yeah, this guy has not been fit for how long now, bro? Come on now, bruv. You know what I mean? And again, I need to talk about, I might be repeating myself again, but I'm going to talk about everyone's favourite, Udogie. Yeah, let's talk about Adoji, the guy in the final third that's absolutely crap. Yeah, and if you don't believe me, I don't do XG because everyone's talking about XG, which is absolute load of crap again. Right? If you keep on talking about XG, watch the flipping game. Yeah, stop playing FIFA. Yeah, stop playing FIFA. Right? Because XG is got nothing to do with XG. Go and watch the game. Yeah, because that's what you should do. Go and watch the game. A likelihood of a shot shouldn't make a blind bit of difference how you think about Tottenham. Yeah, it's a load of crap. You should go and watch the game.
Alex, can I ask you a question? Ask you a question. What's the bigger issue at Tottenham? The quality of player or the manager?
Both.
What's bigger?
Both. Because at the moment, listen.
So what? 50-50?
I'll tell you this about.
50-50?
I'll get into the main point about Thomas Frank. Right?
Where do you think in the league our squad ranks?
Well, I said we're getting into the top 10, right? But the point I'm making is at the moment, if he gets into the top 10, right? Okay, he keeps his job, right? He needs the season, right? I'm not doing this whole thing about sacking another manager, Bob, because if he sacks another manager after last season, right? Which literally, I'm sorry, I couldn't do after last season, which is you know me, yeah, I couldn't stand that manager, yeah. Right, after last season and the last 2 seasons, how many seasons since Poch, I'm literally done with Tottenham right now. You know what I mean?
Is there anyone? Is there anyone in the squad that you do rate?
I rated Van der Ven because he's been consistent.
Yeah,
he's been consistent.
That's
what I want.
One?
I like. He's been consistent. That's it. He's been consistent. He's got better, but then recently he's not been that great. I did like Danzo, but he's been crap the last couple of games.
Yeah.
I did like Paulinho, but he's been crap the last couple of games as well. Not a lot of players. I don't rate a lot of players in our squad, bruv. I don't rate a lot of players because they're not consistent.
So only Van der Ven.
has been crap this season.
So only Van der Ven.
Spencer's been crap.
Only Van der Ven.
Van der Ven, he was one of our best defenders this season.
Yeah.
Best defender in the Premier League.
But is there anyone else that you rate?
I don't rate anyone at the moment. I think Vicario saved us, right? But other than that, I'm sorry, I've got to be honest. But let me get straight to it because I want to only be 5 minutes because I can finish this off on Mr. Box Office TV. You know what I mean? But the point is, though, yeah, right, is that for me at the moment, Thomas Frank gets the season. He gets the season, right, if he's in top 10, right? There's no point of sacking the manager when we've got no idea who we want. And I'm not doing an interim manager again.
But he's not
I'm not doing that again.
He's not in the top 10.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. There's no point of sacking the manager if he's in the top 10, especially when we're 17th last season.
But he's not in the top 10, Ben's saying.
Yeah, but at the moment, it's too early at the moment, right? Okay.
So at what stage are you saying that? At what stage does he have to be in the top 10?
Well, by the end of the season, because at the end of the day, as long as we're not like 15th or whatever relegation fodder, I don't. There's no point in sacking the manager.
So come May and we're 10th. You think he should keep his job?
Bro, I think at the moment he stays, and if they want to get rid of him, that's up to them. There'll be managers available then, but it's up to them at the end of the day.
You want Pochettino back?
At the moment, I'm in an iron about it at the moment because at the end of the day, there's not enough footballers in that team, right? I don't rate Archie Gray. I think Berval is a prodigy. I'm sorry, he's got a lot to learn.
Prodigy's
he's
a good
too
thing.
Rash, right? No, he's too rash, mate. He's too rash.
The word prodigy is a good thing.
Well, he's still okay, right? Wilson, all the best.
Okay, we're getting somewhere. It's okay. It's more than what you called him last season.
Ben, we're not doing this. We're not doing this.
We're not doing this.
We are not doing this. Like I said, yeah. Is he any better than some of the players that we let go of, like Bergwijn? No, he isn't. He's nowhere near.
Bergwijn's got a much higher ceiling than Bergwijn, I'll tell you that.
No. I'm talking about Wilson Odegaard. Is he better than Bergwijn?
Is he better than Bergwijn? I don't know.
That we let go of.
I don't really know, to be honest.
No, he isn't. That's the answer. He isn't. That's the truth, isn't it? Let's be honest here, right? Tell wouldn't even get near anything, right? Don't even get me started on that below average Emil Heskey with Charleston that I would have got rid of 5 years ago, right? Okay, if you start keeping on talking about those stats, saying you rate him, yeah, I want to see your face when we sign him a new contract, because look whose contract's coming up later soon, bruv.
Who?
If he signs a new contract...
Richarlison.
Right? I don't want to see you moaning when he's messing up every season. Yeah, I don't want to hear you moaning, bro.
He's got 7 goals this season as our top goal
okay,
scorer.
so then, okay, based on your logic, no, Tim, okay, based on your logic,
yeah,
right? If you're saying this, right, you should
saying
expect
what?
more from him.
If
then.
I'm reading out,
no,
the fact
you should
he's our top
expect
goal
more from him.
scorer.
Then. No. If you should expect more than him. Yeah, so we should expect him to be consistent then. Okay,
sure.
So he's either a good striker or he's a bad striker.
Oh, is that how it works?
He's probably somewhere in the middle.
He's either good or he's
bad. He's a bang
bad.
average striker, in my opinion.
Average is
right?
in the middle, yeah.
He's a bang average striker. He's always sitting on his backside every single 2 minutes. That's why you don't get free kicks. Right? You can look down at the seat. You can look down at if you want better Sim, but I'm telling you the truth.
I didn't say anything about Richarlison. You brought him up.
Yeah, sorry, that's it, bro. You know what I mean? Scarlett, I don't even know what Scarlett needs to do to get into that team, bruv. I don't know what
score more
Scarlett
goals than Richarlison?
But sorry, but how many years have we had with this guy, bruv? He's done the same thing every year,
how
bro.
much did he play today?
He does the same thing every year. I'm sorry, when it's consistency, it's consistency. It consistently is bad. He's bad every single year. He has his purple patch every single half a year, and then he does nothing the whole year. He's crap. He's absolute
so
crap.
we should sell him.
Betancourt is a reject for Juventus still. Yes, still keeping the team, yes, but I would have got rid of him. Yeah? Got a proper midfielder in. All right? I'm sorry, but it's like this team is, and it's the whole thing is an absolute mess, and I'm fed up of it.
The whole thing.
I can't get invested by this crap. Romero's okay, bruv. I'm not enamored with him. Well done for the 2 goals. The fact is, the two defenders, I'd rather put Van der Ven up front and Romero up front because they're better fucking strikers than our strikers. Sorry for swearing, but it's late at night, Tuesday night, bruv. You know what I mean? I should have gone bloody gym, like I should have gone to that soccer event on Saturday. You know what I mean? You know, it's just like, honestly, I don't know what else to say, bruv. You know what I mean? You know? So I'm sorry, but I'm bored. I'm bored stiff. But like I said, I'm not sacking the manager. I'm not doing nothing with the manager. I'm not going to be stupid and sack the manager. No, but it's on the board. If they want to sack the manager, well, they didn't believe in him in the first place. They shouldn't have hired him in the first place. You know what I mean?
So Thomas Frank
and I
lives to
certainly
fight
don't
another
trust
day. Thanks to
Paratici
Alex.
getting the manager in. I certainly do not trust Paratici getting managers in because his record's terrible.
Yeah.
His record's absolutely terrible. This is the same guy that wanted to try and get Gattuso at our club.
Someone in the comments wants to know what your thoughts are on Kudus.
He's been crap last couple of games. I've got to be honest. He's really looking. He's looking predictable. That's the problem with him. He's looking very predictable. He does the same things all the time, and he keeps on the ball too much as well. And I do feel sorry for Javi, but there's a part of me saying, mate, you just need to really get yourself your arse in gear a little bit. You know what I mean? You know, he I've got a little bit of time for because we signed him. Mwani, he's on loan. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? But anyway, you know what I mean? I don't want to take too much of your time because I don't want to rattle you two. You know what I mean? Even though you're nice boys, you know what I mean? Sim, give me a smile, bruv, man. Don't. You know what I mean?
I'm like you. I'm bored, man. I'm bored.
You're bored.
You said bored. I'm like you. I'm bored. I'm like you.
Oh, fair enough.
Bored
Fair
of
enough,
Tottenham.
fair enough. Yeah, but by the way, yeah, don't get used to this. Yeah, you lot, and even Danny Kiyaka, even though he's deluded. You lot have made you two. When I'm seeing you at the stadium, you lot have made my day going there. Because honestly, I'm not enjoying the football. I'm not enjoying it at all. Sorry. That's the only thing.
Makes our day seeing you, Alex.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing that's making me happy at the moment is seeing you guys, Bob. Because honestly, I'm just not. I'm literally. If we sack this manager, and you can put this on record, if we sack this manager, I'm not liking Frank, by the way. I'm not liking him. But we sack this manager, getting a manager. I'm done. I ain't watching Tottenham.
Done with football or Tottenham or what?
Just not watching Tottenham at the moment. I'll not be interested. I've got to be honest.
What if Poch came back? If Poch came back, you'll be straight back in.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but still, he's gonna. He's not the answer. It's not going to be It's not straightforward with Poch, though, isn't it? Let's be honest here. It's still going to be a divide in the fan base that didn't want Poch and want Poch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's no straight answer to it. We do need better footballers.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, I keep on saying, I rather the players that we let go of, like, you know, before, even like look at Archie Gray. How different is he to bloody Skip or the Skip? I know Skip's in the Championship at the moment, but if Skip didn't get injured, do you think Skip would be? I think Skip would be better than bloody Archie Gray.
At least Archie Gray can play the ball forward.
Well, Skip could do that.
When
he started, he could do that.
Yeah, maybe for a few games.
He was playing in the bloody Conte team.
Yeah, he was.
You know what I mean? I just think that there's a lot of. I think there's a lot of players there that are just at the moment just not under par, and it's a mix and match. Whether it is the manager as well as the players as well. Like it's not just the manager. It's not just the players. It's both. But it is crap to watch at the moment. I'm sorry, and that's all I've got to say, because I know there's only so much time they can take off the Professor of Truth and Entertainment. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean, and I can see it in Stin's face anyway. But anyway, big up to everybody in the chat. Big up to.
Okay.
I know. Serious, it's not having a go, bruv, man. You know what I mean? I'll get you a drink when I see you at the game. Maybe never at the moment. Anyway, but moving on. Take care of yourselves. Have a good night. Yeah.
See you later, mate.
Take care. Yeah.
Thanks for coming on. I'll speak to you soon. Big up to Boxy. Let's move on to Callum. Yes, Callum. How you doing, mate?
Good. How you doing?
Yeah, not bad. Hard-fought point at St James's Park. What's your thoughts on the game today?
It was. I feel like I'm hearing everyone talk. My blood pressure's lowering. But during that game, that was one of the most, like, I don't even know how to describe it. I've never wanted a manager out more in my life. I was never this infuriated with, like, the players I think I've ever, just because it was sloppy and the lineup was poor. Having Bentancur and Sarr, and then especially having Bergvall as a 10 when it has never worked since he's ever been played there. It's never worked, and then we just persist with this lineup. It doesn't work, and then when I see Bentancur making shit passes, he lost the ball and played blind passes that were instant turnovers more times than he completed passes. Like, it was unbelievable what I was seeing from him, and the fact that, like he said, he'd make the foul, which I think it was a soft foul anyways, but the fact is he gave a penalty away, and then he persisted to be on the pitch for 90 minutes. I was actually bamboozled. I was completely shocked. Like, I'm stuttering because I can't still believe that he was on the pitch for that long. And it was so poor. Like, the whole game was poor. Udogie was poor. Sarr is like, he's a shadow. I mean, not even a shadow player, because he was never like this top gem player anyways. Like, he had short, little spells like Richarlison does. He's not someone that's going to take us to the next level. Like, this midfield that we have is so garbage, and it's sad to see, like, the fall off that we've had since, I think you guys did a video on it. It was the 26, or maybe it was Saba that did it, like 2016, 2017, that team that we had, and it was just, oh my God, it was nuts. It was nuts, man. But
we also had a manager that played in the way that we wanted to see and got the best out of his players. Do you feel that another manager could get a lot better out of the players that we've got now?
I don't think so. I think I'm not Frank out. It's just that I think in the moment I was just so mad. I'm not Frank out just because I think anyone that comes in here, nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna change. But I think what's really getting me pissed is just the lineup, and he's just so persistent. And it's like he's not seeing what we're seeing, which is so annoying when it's like the fans are so united in our perspective, but it's just not happening on the pitch. Like it's like they're seeing a different game. You know what I mean? But then it's still not working. So it's just what are we not seeing? I guess what is the quality? What are the qualities they'll have? Because it's not like we were going against a insanely dominant midfield. Like, they were pressing high, but we also just kept giving the ball away. Like, if we had a Bergvall that was dropping deep, if he was instead of Sarr, we could have actually progressed the ball, potentially. The fact is, though, we had Sarr and Bentancur who barely played a forward pass, and when they did, it was usually a turnover. And it's been like that every single game. It's not like this is a one-off. So and Porro too. Porro is he's like he reversed. It's like he got better defensively. Like, this game he was decent. He was pretty good defensively, but he was poor going forward. And it was like it's like he switched as a fullback. You know what I mean? He completely switched his qualities. It's odd to see how the team is, the cohesiveness is so poor, man. It's really poor.
So you think at the moment the way the team is playing, it's more down to a player quality issue than it is down to tactics and how we're set up?
It's a mix of both. It's a complete mix of both. I think the tactics, number one, like I guess in the lineup is just wrong in certain aspects because we're not built to win. We're not built to progress the ball forward. But also the players are just poor. But then he's consistently putting those poor players on. But then we look at the bench, there's not that many better options. So it's like it's a circle. There's almost like no win at that point. And I'm really putting my mind and I'm thinking about if I'm Jabby, what am I feeling right now? Like if I'm Van de Ven, what am I feeling right now? Like especially Jabby though, coming in hasn't played for 3 games straight.
Four today, I think it was.
Yeah. He hasn't started, and then he comes on. He's looking bright, and even the short spurts I saw him, he's moving, he's roaming, he's trying to find the pockets of space to actually impact the game, and we have no one doing that. When I'm seeing us build up play, it's a 2 double pivots, and then we have 5 players up on their back line. So they're literally standing back like shoulder to shoulder with all their defense. No one is checking in. No one is dropping in. We have nowhere to go. But Javi, as soon as he come on, he's trying at least to move around, but we're just not finding him. And it was just, it's like, what more does he have to do to get a start? What more does he have to do to play more than 20 minutes? Because him coming on at the 75th minute, how can you expect someone to impact the game that well? Like 15, 20 minutes is not enough. It's just not enough, you know? And his confidence is probably going lower. He's probably thinking, fuck, maybe I should have gone to Chelsea. Like it's nuts. I don't know. It's just I feel bad.
And on top of all that, Callum, when he does start and he does get in those pockets of space, there's no one in 30 yards of him. So they ask him, they ask Udogie, they ask Kudus just to be miracle men and basically take on the whole team by themselves.
Absolutely. And Kudus, thing is with Kudus, like people I don't know why I'm seeing the comments like in on Instagram and everything, people giving him stick. He's our only outlet. 75% of the time, the ball is launched to him. And he takes a good touch, but he's instantly surrounded by not our players, but the opposition players. And we have no one to come check in to support. But then he does also hold on to the ball as well. But when you keep giving the ball to someone like that, their mindset is now, I have to do it. I got to do everything. So, like, you can't blame him for trying to do shit by himself because that's what you're asking of him by just shifting the ball to him every single time damn near. And, like, he's not at his best form. He looks tired. He looks fucking beat because he probably is. Like, his ankles are probably smashed by the amount of times he's getting tackled and, like, just bent up. But I don't know. What do you guys think of the game?
Yeah, I mean, look, for me, I as much as it was a good result, and I'm delighted with it, I would have definitely taken it before the game. And going to St James's Park is always a tough place to go, whatever kind of state your team is in. So to get a point is really good and positive. But I can't really sit here and say we played well. It was a step in the right direction. It was a great performance or anything like that. Like, I still saw a lot of the same things. At the end of the day, we scored from 2 shots on target, one of them being a shinned overhead kick, and it was both from our centre-back. So I can't exactly say, oh, it was like, brilliant. What a performance. We gained any momentum from the performance. Maybe from the result, you could say so. But
yeah,
Frank, I want to get your reaction. Frank, after the game, said, after our performance, he said the first 25 minutes we suffered, but you have to suffer sometimes up here. But he said after that we grew into the game, and in the last 60 minutes, I'm very happy with that performance overall. So he's very happy with the performance.
I'm not understanding how. I don't think he understands we had 0 shots in the first half. Like 0 shots on target in the first half. And also, we got, I don't want to say we got lucky because, both teams, you need a bit of luck here and there. But it's not like we drew that game because we were very good. No, it was because Newcastle were pretty shit and we got a very weird goal. They got a weird goal as well, a pen. So it was a very iffy game, but the fact is we didn't play well enough to deserve a 2-2 draw. We played pretty poor, and I find it hard to believe anyone is going to be okay with that kind of performance, especially now that it's happening every single week. And it makes you think, what do we do in training? Are we even trying to improve with this, or is he actually content with this type of shit? And that's the scary thing, because if you're content with this, you're gonna lose a fan base faster than you're already doing now. And it's worrying. It's genuinely worrying. And I think what I'm so upset about is just this midfield. I know it's not going on like a ring thing about it, but like the amount of times I saw Bentancur lose the ball today, the amount of times I saw Sarr get bitched off by a 19-year-old who's like 130 pounds soaking wet. Like you just can't be losing those duels. That's just not, you can't be doing that. And that's just the quality difference. That's the gap between us and these teams above us. And it's something we need to figure out. We have to do a huge overhaul. But I think if we do give Frank better players, I think we'll definitely see a better side. But I just also am worried if we'll get that time, because there's no way out. You know?
Yeah. If we do go and lose to Brentford next weekend at home, another home defeat, could that be the end, or you still think they'll give him more time?
I think they will, because I just think they will probably try to learn from their mistakes. And then also you got to look, who are we gonna get at this time? I mean,
Javi's available.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, now you also have to convince these managers who, you know, he's coming from Barca to come to us when we're struggling. And, you know, I don't know if and also his style of play wouldn't really suit us though, from what we've seen. We don't have those technical players like that. So we would need to invest. And that's like, there's a lot of what ifs, you know what I mean? There's a lot of like circumstantial decisions there. You know, if X happens, then we can do Y. But, you know, it's so hypothetical. I think we just got to go off what we can do. And hopefully, you know, Brentford, as long as we can see intent and we can see improvement, I'm okay with like, and I don't want to say I'm okay, but I'm content with what I'm seeing kind of. If there's just a little bit of intent and progression in some way. It's just, I haven't seen any. Zero. Not a lick. Like, our players aren't getting better. We're not progressing better. Our defense is still lackluster. The top of the box issue has still not been solved. It's been 4 games now. So what did they do in training? That's like a whole thing. Whole time I'm watching them, like what could they do in training? Just little keep ups on, like, they just do 5-yard passes, because we still can't string together a couple passes. So it's like, what do they actually do?
It's mad as well, because like our only avenue of attack is getting it wide and getting crosses into the box, and we're shit at crosses, right? They must be working on crosses non-stop in training, and we can't put a cross into the box.
Yeah,
and when we do, there's no one even there anyway.
Yeah, it's like every man for themselves. You could tell, especially when we're building up from the back. It's insane how many times I'm looking at the screen, because the screen will cut off like a certain part, because it won't zoom out that much, and you still don't see Bentancur or Sarr, none of them, those double pivots moving in to check in. That's how wide they are. That's how scared of the ball they are. They're not even getting in the camera frame. That's how bad it is. It's just such a big issue with us. We just can't move the ball for them.
Yeah,
There's no connection.
I think for me, if this game, if I didn't know what had happened in the last, well, pretty much all season, I'll be pretty content with what I saw today, because a point away at St James's Park, came back from 1-0 down, came back from 2-1 down, really hard place to go. We always lose there. I'll be happy with it. But because I know what we've done over the last couple of games, and it's pretty much continuation of the same problems, it's still a worry. Yeah, I agree.
I think you're right on that. Just like, if this was a one-off game and we're away to Newcastle, I mean, to be honest, it's a great result. Yeah. When you take into consideration everything else, you're looking at this as like, fuck, man, like we got let off easy, and holy shit, this is pretty bad. Like that, the future is not bright at all from what we've been seeing. It's just that we're not seeing any type of progression. That's the only issue. But you know, you can only pray for better. I guess I gotta have faith, man.
Absolutely. Onwards and upwards, and let's hope for 3 points on the weekend, and back at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We have to get 3 points. There's no option, man.
Yeah, hopefully no more boos. I mean, shit. I'm going to the stadium in January, the 17th and the 20th. I think West Ham and then Dortmund. And I'm just thinking, holy shit! Like, if we're still playing like this, I'm gonna be so upset.
Yeah, we'll have to meet up for a drink.
Yeah, hopefully, mate. Yeah. Hope so.
Sure. All right, big up, Callum.
Thanks for seeing you both.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, bye.
Big up to Callum. And look who has just come in as well. Our brother from Toulouse. But today we didn't lose. Today we drew against Newcastle. He looks a lot happier than he did after the game on the weekend. It's Amir.
Come on, Ben. Come on, Sim.
Amir, you got that smile on your face, bro.
Post St. James's Park draw glow.
That's it, lads. That's it. But you know what? The thing is, right? So I can't say too much on the game because I only caught the last 15 minutes. That's why I'm glowing.
See, you lost faith, man. You didn't want to watch the game. You left at half time of the North London derby.
Listen, it's not even that. It's not even that, Ben. We had a concert here that we were going to with the missus and with my parents who were over here as well. So we had that booked ages ago. And as soon as it finished, I managed to get the game on and catch the last 15 minutes. So my take on it is a little bit different because I saw us fight back. I didn't see all this terrible stuff that Callum and Box Office are talking about. And I need to know from you guys, was it as bad as what they were saying?
I mean, at half-time, for me, I was content with the performance. I mean, first 25, half an hour, it was ropey. We were on the back foot. It didn't look good at all. But then I thought we ended the half really well. Well, I wouldn't say really well, but we ended the half okay, definitely getting back in the game. And then after half-time, I thought Newcastle were the much better team. They were peppering us. We had a shot. They had a shot cleared off the line from Kevin Danso. They hit the post in the first half, so they were peppering us. No doubt about it. But yeah, then it's the last 20 minutes, and what you saw. You know, they scored. They had a penalty which they shouldn't have had, and Romero gets us out of trouble. But Romero's 2 shots on target were our only 2 shots on target in the game. But it wasn't as bad as we've seen in previous weeks.
I see. Well, the fact that those 2 Romero goals are the only shots we had on target, that's very worrying in itself. Do you know what I mean? But look, for me, that's a stepping stone, and that's a building block in the right direction for Frank to get a draw at St. James's Park, where honestly, lads, I thought we were going to get pumped 5 or 6 here. You know, and as soon as I saw the lineup, I had a feeling of dread. No Van der Ven. No Paulinho in there. I was like, oh my days, we're doomed. And then as soon as I managed to check the score, it was 0-0 when I checked the score. And the next thing you know, Newcastle had scored and we managed to get one back with I think it was a wonderful header by Romero, by the way. Absolutely stunning. And that second goal, you know, he's on the floor 2 seconds before, and next thing you know, he's doing an overhead kick and he's dribbling into the back of the net. It's something
I want Frank to take Richarlison in front of a screen and replay him that time and time again and show him how to bloody get up.
Ben, you know, when it comes to the pigeon, the issue is, right, where before he even came to Tottenham, I was like, this player spends half of his life on the floor rolling around, and then the other half complaining to the refs, and you know, he's pulling my shirt, he's doing this, he's doing that, and that's the reason I didn't want him. But you know, he's got to learn. He's got to learn from Romero. He's got to get, you know, himself into more goal scoring opportunities. We've also, having said all of that, right, I do have love for Richie, his passion for the game, and I do think that as a team we need to be creating a lot more for him in terms of our style of play. You know, if you're going to put a cross into the box, don't let it get blocked. Don't let it hit the first man. So many of the times in our previous games, we're just so inaccurate with our passing and with our crossing, and you know, we're not looking good. We're not creating enough chances for our strikers, for your Moanis, for your Richarlisons, and that's something that has me, you know, very, very worried about Thomas Frank. And you know, it's lovely to see Daigle back on. He's obviously a big advocate for Thomas, and I think he's on thin ice here, guys. And if you lose against Brentford at home and leave us with 1 home win, and then you go up to Forest and lose again, I think that's him done, to be honest with you. I think he's got those 2 Premier League games to save his job.
So does today not buy more time in that aspect? You know, getting a point at St. James's, you know, is a point a lot of people would have taken before the game.
That's a very good point, Sim. But if that home form continues to be, you know, so poor, and we lose to Brentford, I think that puts him on like the thinnest layer of ice. And then if you go up to Forest and it gets even worse, I think they might, kind of send him for his Christmas holidays and New Year's without a job.
But do you think they would sack him without a plan in place? Like, would they put an interim in, or do you think they would only sack him if there's a good enough alternative?
I think they're probably already making kind of plans. To be honest with you, Sim, I would think that there's already been some discussions at board level to what we do if the results continue down this route. What that is exactly, I don't know. Do I trust the board to do anything good? No.
Yeah, you look at it as well. Like Brentford is going to be our 8th home game of the season, so we're actually getting close to halfway through the season, right? And only one home win. It's just nuts. I just still can't get my head around it. As much as I look at the stats and the result, I just can't get my head around how we're sitting here, played 7 home games and only won 1.
Ben, and then you think about the games that we actually didn't do well in at home as well. You're like, Bournemouth, we had all that time to get an equaliser. We didn't. Wolves, we needed a last-minute equaliser from Paulinho to get a point against Wolves. They're one of the worst teams in the league. There's something at home that is just not going right. And I do think we do have a duty as fans to do our best to support the team. But you also need the team to give something back, right? You need to be seeing something to get you up off your seat, to get you singing the songs, to give to encourage the team in the way. Obviously, I think that the booing of Vicario for his individual error was absolutely atrocious from our fans. I'll be honest with you. I that's horrific. We should not be booing individual players for individual mistakes, and especially not someone like Vicario, because he's basically kept us in games single-handedly this season. So I do think we also have a duty as fans to support and get behind the team as much as possible, but they've got to give us something back as well. We have to, with that Brentford game, we all have to get behind the team. We all have to be singing the songs from not just when the Spurs at the beginning of the game, but throughout the whole first half. Let's get those songs the way it is at an away end. Let's get that vibe going. Even if it's only the South Stand at the start, Ben, let's try and improve that atmosphere. Let's try and get behind these guys as much as possible. And maybe, just maybe, Romero's shin can be the thing that spurs us on now into some better results. We've got, look, if you want to look at the positive side of it, we've got Brentford, Slavia Prague, and then Forest, right?
Yeah.
Potentially, 4 or 6 points plus a win in the Champions League, that gives us a bit of momentum. Do you know what I mean? That will get us going. So I'm really hoping that Frank can do it, can motivate these players, can get us playing better football, and I hope I'm here to see that. What do you think, guys? Do you think he's going to be here after New Year's?
So that's a big question, man. That is a big question. I don't know. I think if he loses to Brentford and this spiral keeps continuing, I can't see how he will be in a job after New Year's. But I'm just hoping and praying that he can turn it around. The question is, Amir, if we do go and beat Brentford and beat Forest, but it's still a crap performance and we're still not having many shots on target. Like, are you gonna start to believe in the project, or are you just looking at lucky wins? Like, we need to start seeing something that's that has some longevity in it that can take us forward, something sustainable.
100%. I'm hoping we do start to see that. I really do. It's also up to these players. As much as we say that it's up to Frank. Frank's the guy that puts them out there, right? But it's up to these players to play with the passion Romero showed, fighting us, getting that fight, that spirit, getting us back into the game. We have to see that, and not from just 1 or 2. That's been our problem as well. You'll see Mickey with the lightning in his eyes, your Romeros, your Vicarios. But I need to see that from every single player on the pitch and every single sub that comes on.
Absolutely.
They need to be willing to go to war for Frank. Yeah. They need to be willing to go into battle. you know, when I hear some of the comments that, you know, some of the callers were saying about, you know, not winning duels and stuff like that, you're at St. James's Park, mate. If you don't win your duels, like, what do you expect? What do you think's going to happen? That's like the ABC. Yeah, it's the ABCs of football. It's the ABCs. You got to do the basics. You got to win your duels. You got to win second balls. And one of the things that I think, you know, Frank, I hope he's working on the training pitch, and it's something that we've been lacking so much. And I've been, you know, absolutely pulling my hair out on. And I don't know about you guys, but it's the passing. Yeah. Some of the passing, you know, it's dreadful. 5-10 yard balls we're getting wrong. Yeah. And it's like, well, what are you doing on the training pitch? You should be doing triangles. You should be, you know, moving the ball forward, through balls. And we're not seeing any of it. I'm sick of tired of seeing it just go out to the wings and then crosses to nobody. Come on, guys, let's move the ball around nicely. Let's open up some space for different players. And pass and move and get some, you know, passing plays going. Let's do that. Let's show more attacking intent. And I hope he's got a chance, right? Like, think about it, guys. We've got Brentford and Slavia. That is a chance to go attacking, right? Those are two teams that we should be going at full throttle. Yeah, no excuses.
Absolutely.
What did you think of the penalty decision? Did you see that?
Sim, don't even, because honestly, I was watching it and I was like, why has he gone to VAR? What's this about? And then I see the referee going over to the monitor and I'm thinking, okay, he's got a chance to redeem the whole system here. He can say no penalty, but he goes, of course he gives it, like an idiot. You know, it's ridiculous. It's never a penalty in a million years. If they want to give a penalty for that, there'd be about 3 penalties every game, in every Premier League game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I thought it was disgraceful.
It's bonkers, Ben. And you know, what do they have, that PGMOL thing, mm-hmm. the reviews? They better be looking at that in there and saying sorry to Spurs fans that went up there, because that's a shocking decision. And the fact that you've got 3 of them in the room, right, that have said that he needs to go to the thing. So that's 4 referees that have got that decision wrong today. 4.
It's mental. Absolutely
shocking.
Mental. Romero's come out and retweeting tweets about how disgraceful the decision was. When Romero scored his second goal, he put 2-1 up to the fans, because it's basically like we won 2-1 because of that decision. One thing just before we let you go, the thing that you were talking about before on Vicario and about the booing at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium last week, it's important to note that the away fans were singing his name all game and after the game as well, and Frank pointed it out, saying that's togetherness.
Amazing. And that's first of all, I want to commend Frank for bigging up all the away fans that went all the way up there. We know what a journey it is to get up there and back. It's one of the longest treks in the league. So that's really nice of Frank, and I praise him for that. And also to every single Spurs fan that went up there, that's absolutely incredible. And that's what we want in this fan base. We want people that are supporting our club through thick and thin, and showing the support to our players and our team. And I think that's wonderful. And I think the next thing that we need to solve, and, you know, it's getting that support at home. Please.
Absolutely.
That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see.
Amir, hope you had a good time this evening, and I shall speak to you very soon.
Good to see you, Amir.
Incredible, guys. Incredible. Take care, guys. All the best, and I'll be catching you very, very soon when I'm back in London town.
Thanks for coming on, mate. Thanks for coming on. We'll speak to you soon.
All the best, guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Yeah, later. All right, we keep moving. How many we got left?
Like 3 or 4.
Okay, cool. Who's next? Antonio. What's
going on?
Oh, yeah, how you doing, Antonio? You good?
I'm all right.
What are your thoughts on the game today?
Man.
Yeah, you tired, man.
He's tired of this shit.
I don't know. What's the best way to describe this team? I think it's going to be the death of us, huh?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like that every day.
Every game.
Yeah.
So tell us what you thought of the game. Did we deserve a point? Or how were your feelings?
I mean, we all know it's difficult to go to Newcastle and for us. So I guess in that regard, it was a good result. But I think the track record we've been on is concerning. And I think that's for a couple of reasons. The board, the bad decisions we made, the recruitment. We pay any price for bad recruitment. In terms of Frank, I'm not Frank in or Frank out. Let's see if he can turn it around. But I'm getting frustrated with Frank trying to play players. You ever heard the saying square peg in wrong holes?
Yeah.
Right. So I think that is what Frank is trying to do. For example, the dilemma with Palhinha and Bentancur is not working. They're both the same type of players. Palhinha is a midfield destroyer. Absolute midfield destroyer. Palhinha is an amazing player. But Bentancur is also a midfield destroyer, but worse than Palhinha. You can't play both of them. You need a ball progressor next to Palhinha. Because that's why Palhinha struggled at Barmy. Because the way Company was playing. Company wanted a ball-playing DM. Palhinha is not a ball-playing DM. He is good off the ball. That's all we asking Palhinha to do. Be a lone six. You just spread those tackles, right? We're not playing a ball progressor next to Palhinha. We need to do that. And I think we might give Bergval and Archie Gray a lot of stick, which I think is unfair. But in terms of our ball progressing midfielders, they are the best. They can actually receive the ball under pressure, turn, and progress the ball forward.
Yeah.
They are the only midfielders that we have that could do that at the moment. But it's unfair to put that pressure on their shoulders because they're so young. They should be an understudy to somebody, but who are they going to be an understudy to? I mean, Kulu's injured, Madison's injured, so it's like we're struggling to see who are we going to be dependent on.
Yeah.
In terms of Xavi, when Xavi was at Leipzig, Germany is different, right? Xavi had time to receive the ball, look up, look for a pass, and then progress the ball forward. Xavi needs to understand that he cannot do that in the Prem. By the time you receive the ball, you're going to be swarmed in midfield. He needs to be quicker when he's receiving the ball. And I think we need to put Xavi in the gym. He needs to bulk up a lot more. He's a little too small. He needs a little more muscle on his frame so he can be able to take the tackles and stuff because he ends up on the floor a lot of times. So,
but Antonio, on the Xavi point, I mean, Frank keeps saying, he needs to acclimatise to the Premier League. This happens to a lot of players when they come to the Premier League.
But how is he going to acclimatise being on the bench? He needs minutes.
That's what I was about to ask you. That was what I was about to ask you.
He needs minutes. He needs 100%. To be on the field.
Exactly.
He needs to be starting. You need to force him to adapt. He needs to be starting. He needs to be in that number 10 role every game. That's why we signed him, because Madison is injured. Stop putting every time I see a game, I see Xavi on the bench. I don't understand why Frank keeps doing that. And then even though you're bringing him on in like as a sub. Come on, late in the second half, how do you expect the boy to acclimatize the game from on the bench? I don't understand that.
15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, 10 minutes there.
He's never going to acclimatize. He's never going to acclimatize. And, in terms of, I see a lot of negative comments against Kudus. Kudus is our best attacker.
By far.
But he can't do it alone. He looks frustrated.
Yeah, I mean, it's the tactics, isn't it? Because we're asking him to be Messi, basically. Just get the ball, take it round everyone and put it in the back of the net or to put a cross in the box. Like, he needs players around him. He needs help.
But cross it to whom? In terms of Richarlison is not a top 6 striker. His hold-up play is not good enough. His passing is erratic, he can't bully defenders. He'll give you that one maybe magic every 5-6 games, he'll give you a header into the box. He'll, when he just let madness take over and he scored from the halfway line. I mean, but we need a striker that is more consistent than Richie.
We have Moani.
We have Moani, but then Moani's not playing 90 minutes, right? He will take off Moani and then still bring. I don't know what's the obsession Frank has with Richie. He's seen something different from us. I don't know, but from what I can see, Richie is not a top 6 striker. Not a top 6.
Well, we've only got 2 strikers, so it's one or the other.
I think we need to wait until, because Moani's on loan. Our main striker is actually Solanke. Solanke's a far better 9 than Richarlison. Maybe when Solanke returns, things might be different. We might have that anchor that Kudus would have somebody to cross the ball to. Who knows? But we can't depend too much on Solanke because he's not going to be fit when he comes back. He's not going to be fully fit.
Back on your point, Antonio, about the recruitment, I do agree with you to a certain extent, but with that criticism, is that not giving a pass for the tactics that we're showing? Because I feel that, the players that we have are a lot better than what we're showing so far this season.
Of course. Like, Palhinha is an amazing player. Kudus is an amazing player. Our backline. For example, Porro is an amazing player, but when Porro was at Sporting, Porro didn't have defensive responsibilities. He was a right wing back. He was high up the pitch. We're asking Porro to do a lot of defending, and for someone that plays football, if you're tasked with and you don't have the ability to run back and forth, when Porro gets tired, his crossing ability gets sloppy because we're asking him to defend a lot. He's doing a lot of defending. I think for us to see the best out of Porro, he needs to be able to conserve his energy and be higher up the pitch. His job needs to be whipping balls in.
Antonio, Frank said today after 25 minutes it was difficult, but then he was very happy with the performance for the following hour. So what do you think about that? If he sees that performance and he's very happy, what does that tell you about what his thought process is?
I don't know. He's seen something different from us. The issues that we're seeing, Frank isn't seeing, especially on that left-hand side. All of our attacking outlet is on the right-hand side. We have no attacking outlet on the left-hand side. And that's not to bring down Odebear, but I think it's unfair that we're asking a kid, because Odebear is essentially a kid with no experience, we're asking a kid to do what Son did for us for 10 years.
Yeah.
We didn't replace Son. On that left-hand side. Odebear.
We've barely replaced Kane.
We didn't replace Kane. We didn't replace Son. We didn't replace, Dele Alli, like that squad. We've brought in a couple of gems here and there, but like Ericsson and Dele Alli and stuff, we didn't really replace those guys.
Yeah, it's true.
It's because we were trying to get cheaper players.
Where do you think we rank in terms of the league, in terms of the strength of our squad? Where do you think the true position of Spurs is?
I don't know. Can't say. If Frank stops playing players in their what they're good at, because you have to know the strengths and weaknesses of your players. If he's able to hide their weaknesses and use their strengths, I think we need to play Palhinha and our lone 6. So I think our best midfield should be Palhinha, Bergvall, and Xavi. That's our best midfield. If we start playing that and Xavi gets to acclimatize to the pace of the Premier League, I think we'll start improving. If Solanke comes back, we get something sorted out on the left-hand side, I think where we are now, we'll progress upwards toward the table. I can't say no, because Frank is very stubborn. He's playing like how he was playing at Brentford. Frank needs to understand you're not at Brentford anymore. There are games Tottenham is expected to dominate because we're top 6.
Yeah.
We can't playing 10 men behind the ball every single game.
Yeah, absolutely spot on. Absolutely spot on. Antonio, a pleasure to speak to you, my friend.
Thanks
Do
for
call in
calling.
more. It's a great call.
Of course, man. Anytime.
Cheers,
Anytime, guys.
Antonio. Thanks
Thank
a lot,
you,
mate.
bro.
Reckon Xavi starts on Saturday?
He's got to, surely. He's got to. He's not going to make it 5 games in a row, man.
I really hope so. I do really hope
He's got
so.
to. At home against Brentford, you've got to take the game to them, surely. Surely.
I mean, if it's up to me, 100%, but will he do it? I hope so. I really hope so. No, you could say the same against Fulham. Why didn't he start that game? You know what
I know. But maybe he's learnt his lesson from Fulham. Who knows?
He doesn't. Does he start Bergvall and Xavi?
He's bloody should.
Oh, well, that's what I would.
I agree with Antonio. Against Brentford, I would start that midfield. Paulinho, Xavi and Bergvall. All right, let's get Null on. How you doing, Null?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear, my friend. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Yeah, not bad. Draw away at Newcastle. Better result than we've had there in recent years. What's your reaction to the game?
So my reaction is I'm happy with the result because, yes, St. James's Park is a very hard ground to play at. But like many of the callers before, it's very boring. I don't have to watch the game to know what's the game plan. It's going to be play the ball out wide, hit it to Kudus. Let's hope he does something crazy, make something out of nothing. Let's avoid shooting the ball outside the box. And it's getting very repetitive. And, as I was hearing a lot of the callers, I definitely agree with a lot of the stuff they're saying. But to me, like, there's a lot of contradiction going on. We can't say our attackers are inconsistent and then in the same breath go like, well, our midfielders don't provide them the ball. Our attackers are not inconsistent. We can't even pull up stats of them shooting the ball enough. So if they're not even getting the opportunity to shoot, you can't say they're inconsistent. The lack of the midfield is really hindering us, and we saw it again today. Bentancur doesn't.
Is it the players or is it how the midfield is set up?
It's the tactics that Frank is doing. I truly believe that if these players are on other teams, I think they would look a lot better than what they're showing now. Like, there's no way these players just got this horrendous overnight. I think he's really against taking chances like through the middle and trying to take long shots. Like you saw today, Newcastle, they didn't play that spectacular, but they were taking shots. Guimaraes, he had an opportunity, he put it in the back of the net. Like, we don't do that, so it's very easy to predict how we're going to play.
Yeah.
So in terms of that, is he going to change it? Is you hopeful he's going to change it? Where are you at with your belief in Frank?
Today, I mean, I hope he changes it. I don't really know, to be honest. Like, it's still the same thing. It's like we make some type of progression. Like, even though we didn't play good against Fulham, he uses in like PSG, we didn't play the best, but you see that we're trying to play more progressive. He's staying away from the double pivot, but he doesn't get the selection right. Why is Xavi not starting? This is actually getting annoying. I'm not saying Xavi has played the best, but why is he not starting? Like, these are games where he can kind of flourish. Like, these are games where we need a Bergvall and Xavi next to each other, next to Kudus. And, like, this is the games where you need him, and we're not using him. You just want to play Sarr. Sarr did absolutely nothing. I put Sarr, Paulinho, and Bentancur in that same position. They can either one of them play, but not both. Because if you play both, then it's just a waste. Bergvall is not a 10, and you can see he's not a 10 because when he either stays up way too far and he's too disconnected from the rest of the mid and he just doesn't get the ball. Like, he's better as an 8 where he can drop deep, help progress the ball. And I just also think like Callum made a good point. Like, a lot of people on the internet criticize like either Colomboani or Kudus, and it's like, guys, if you're really watching the game, there's no one near them. And they're offensive-minded players. Yes, they do think they can sometimes do it on their own, but I'd rather that than always playing negative. Because how did Colomboani score against PSG? He just went forward, head down, went forward, and he got a rebound and shot. Like, that's how stuff is going to happen when you don't have a real midfield to help provide.
Exactly. So it's too much reliance on individual quality with this Frank setup, and he needs to find a way to really start to break down teams. But I kind of understand it today. Going to St James's Park, you do need kind of a solid base in that midfield. But against Brentford on the weekend, we have to see more ball players in the midfield. That's for sure, isn't it?
Yes, Xavi has to start. And at first, I used to be like, oh, maybe I don't even think the league is too hard for Xavi. We're not putting him in a position to like succeed. Like even today, he was on for 13 minutes. He had a nice little chip dink pass into Udogi. Like that was quick thinking. He moves and can think quick for the Premier League. But if you're not going to provide him with the midfielders to also progress the ball, like we're wasting them. Like these players are not bad, and the Premier League is not that difficult, high of a league where all these players are failing. No, it comes down to tactics at the end of the day. This guy plays for Netherlands. He scores. He was very influential at the Euros when they made it to the semifinals. We're not going to act like he doesn't know how to play against English Premier League level players. He does.
He dunked on Rice in the game as well.
Yeah, so it's tactics. It's literally tactics, and we're not going to get the best. And I was even like last time I was on, I was telling you like we're not even using Kudus to his best. Like he's not like his crosses are very inconsistent. I don't think that's his strong suit, but you can tell that that's a tactic. Every time we get the ball, hold on to it and then just try to cross it in. Like there's no one in the box and we're crossing the ball. It's like it's very annoying to watch. That's not soccer.
So where are you at with Frank then? Like, are you happy to give it time and see how it progresses, or a few more losses? Are you done with it? Like, where are you at with it?
I'm happy with letting him finish out the year, and then we can see maybe it can turn around. Maybe this might be the game we look back right and go like, okay, this is the turnaround where stuff started to click and he started to be more offensive. But if things don't change by the end of the year, I think we go for a different coach.
Wait, end of the season or end of the calendar year?
Oh, end of the season.
Okay.
Yeah, I know someone said they don't think Xavi would be. I think Xavi actually would be a good fit. Like he kind of balanced out. Like if you compare Xavi to Hansi Flick, Xavi was a little more that in between. Hansi Flick is more like Ange, and I think Xavi is that in between that we were actually looking for, that we thought Frank would be. He brought a good balance to Barcelona.
Obviously won the league. So you think if he would be all about Pochettino? Would he, if he's done at the USA after the World Cup, would he be on your list?
Nah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of like coaches that get sacked and come back. I feel like, I mean, granted, I don't think he got fairly sacked, but I just feel like there's some other better candidates that we can go with. I actually do like Glasner from Crystal Palace. I feel like he doesn't have enough depth, but he's managing very well. Like if you look at their players, besides Adam Wharton, like a lot of those players individually are not better than our players on paper. I'm saying this season they're playing better, but on paper, if you take out Adam Wharton, a lot of the players on Crystal Palace are not better than Tottenham players. And I think he's doing a great job handling playing in Europe and with that Crystal Palace team, and to lose Eze and Olise and still be sitting at least, I think they're 6th in the table or 7th maybe. That's really good.
But I think there'll also be similar worries with Glasner that there is from Frank about being able to play on the front foot and break down a low block.
I think he plays that way with the players he got. I actually think he can, like, I think he used to coach Frankfurt, if I'm not mistaken. Like it wasn't always like that. They were a very
transitional based team as well.
Yeah. But I just think like with our personnel, I think he can just, and nothing's wrong with sometimes playing a low block. I think our issue is that we can't even connect passes. I'm happy with a coach just getting us to connect passes and being able to win. Like we don't have an identity. No one can tell me what is the Tottenham way of soccer with Thomas Frank besides just cross the ball and pray that it goes in.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that is the biggest issue, and I think that is what needs fixing urgently. But let's just hope we can get a bloody win at home on the weekend, eh?
I think we'll win against Brentford. Maybe this is I'm trying to be positive. This might be the turnaround that we've been waiting for.
I bet you said the same against Fulham.
Yeah, I did.
Big up, Noel. Thanks for coming on today, mate.
Nice one, Noel.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers. You too. Big up to Noel. Who we got next? Anie Slot. Da 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 da. Anie, how's it going, mate?
Everything's fine, bro. How's
Yeah,
it going?
1-1 draw.
Everything's fine, he's saying. Everything's good.
Good. We drew. we drew against Newcastle. So smile, all smiles on your face. Talk to me. Talk to me about the game.
It's like what Frank said, relatively, yeah, it's better than what we've had before, right? In the past couple of games in it. So I can't complain, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's not like this is the result that I wanted, because already the penalty, it's already been said a couple of times here already, it shouldn't have been a penalty. The guy's
correct, yeah.
And there's a 6-foot man falling on him. Of course he's gonna grab him, How is it? How do you call it? The guy who's been headlocked. That's
the victim
being penalized. You get me? So it's it's a bit iffy. And, yeah.
Did you look at that moment as a defining moment of the game, or how do you think we actually performed?
Oh, I think after we equalized, yeah, I feel like we could have gone to get more, But then again, it's a situation of our front players like Kudus and I don't know. We managed to create these chances. We're so bad at creating them, but we managed to create these moments, But there's no clinical finishing. You get me? Because just like you asked a couple of others. What I think Frank said something about the first 25 being bad, and, the rest being good.
He said he's very happy with the rest.
Happy, exactly, and it's the same thing. It's relative, because the first 25 was really, really bad, So imagine how bad that was for him to say like the other minutes, the rest of the game was he's happy with it, For a manager of an EPO team, that's that says a lot about how bad we're playing, these days.
Were you happy with it?
Me? I think relatively, it's all relative. Just like I'm saying, it's all relative. Because, we really were struggling in the first 25, And after that, I feel like we came back, created a couple of chances through Kudus and others, and, yeah.
Would you say we deserved a point?
Finishing. I feel like we could have gone to win more. I feel like the Romero goal, even if it wasn't gonna come through Romero, I feel like someone would have scored because we kept giving them pressure, But how do you call it? The penalty did us in. I feel like the penalty did us in, Yeah.
So, are you a fan of the manager? Do you think he's one we should be sticking with, or you like other fans who say we're not going anywhere under him? How do you feel?
Man, look, Thomas Frank before he joined Spurs, I felt he was a good manager. I thought he could have brought a lot of development in the players, especially. But then now I see he's a very stubborn manager, and I don't see how the Bentancur Paulina thing is still going on in a lot of the matches that we lost. Because I feel like that was his fault for those losses. I get that he's kind of fed up with the criticism in the way it's being outed. I don't think he hates the criticism. I mean, it's the EPO. You're gonna get all sorts of insults and stuff. He's probably used to it by now. But I feel like he doesn't like the way it's being outed. And I kind of agree with him because if we're on field and we're performing, I don't know how you expect me to be encouraged to improve if I'm being booed. You get me? So it's that I don't agree with, because all of a sudden you've become all of a sudden your home stadium becomes how do you call it, an away stadium, you know, if everybody's booing if everybody's booing
That's what it feels like right now.
Exactly, you know, and that reflects in the results as well. Because let's be honest, yeah, this started way too harsh. It started from the Bournemouth game, and before the Bournemouth game, we were playing good, you know, and in the Bournemouth game, we lost only 1-0. To be booed after 1-0, it's a bit harsh, if we're being honest. Would you agree with that?
I totally agree, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly, you know, so from then, I feel like he hasn't had a breathing space, you know, it's just piled on more and more. But also, he hasn't done himself a favor with Bentancur, Palhinha, and and the Xavi. I don't know why he's dropping Xavi in a lot of these matches. You know, the guy.
Do you feel like he can turn it around?
Who, Frank?
Yeah.
I feel like he's too stubborn. I feel like if he changes if he finds his starting 11, I feel like they can do the job for him. You know, maybe give the players, your front players, and your midfield a little more leeway. You know, trust the defenders to do the job. You know, I don't know why he doesn't. I feel like he doesn't trust the defenders to do the job. It's just weird.
Well, a lot of people say, you know, the manager's not the problem, it's the players who are the problem. They're not good enough. What do you think about that? Do you think we have good enough players to be challenging for, you know, top 6 or whatever we want to be challenging for this season?
First of all, we're lacking a left winger, you know, and a clinical striker. But also we have too much of the same kind of players in the midfield, you know. So if we change that, then I feel like the rest of the team is good enough.
But on a whole, do you think the squad,
quality-wise,
is good enough to finish in the top 6?
It's top 6. Nah, not top 6. Top 10 maybe. Yeah.
Top
really?
10.
Top 10.
So is that what your expectation of Frank would be, to finish top 10?
Hope he does, because yeah, we have the players for it. He has to, you know. I'm saying top 10 because it's his first season, you know. I feel like with okay, maybe if we had Madison and Kulu back, then yeah, maybe a little, like maybe top 6 probably. But yeah, right now I feel like top 10. You have to outdo yourself, you know. It's a bigger team than Brentford, you know, so you have to.
So is top 10 outdoing himself?
No, I mean, with his first season and with the injuries that we have, I feel like, and with seeing how he performs in a team like this, how he coaches a team like this, I feel like for him personally, it's an outdo, you know, for sure. Yeah.
Really? So you think, let's say, come the end of the season, he finishes 10th. Do you and no trophies or anything like that? Do you feel that's enough to warrant him staying in a job for next season?
Oh, for us, no. For him, he's outdone himself. He's done perfectly. You know, for a first season and with the injuries, and also with the way he likes to play, yeah, definitely. But then I don't feel like we should keep him if he keeps not changing, you know, the way he uses these players, you know, because I don't know why you have 2 defensive midfielders and expect to score any goals. You know, we're here to win. You know, you don't enter a match, you don't start a match and just think about let's not lose. You have to trust your defenders to do the job. It's just what it is, you know.
Do you think a different manager could get this squad challenging for top 6?
Definitely.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Anie, thank you for coming on today, mate.
Appreciate you for having me on.
Nice one, Anie.
Thank you, bro. Speak to you soon. Big up to Anie. Who we got? Philly Ali. Long time no speak.
He only cost 5 mil.
He's better than Azil. We got Philly Ali. Philly Ali.
What I do to have Deli Ali back, man? We need some kind of gall in the attack.
He's on a free somewhere, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. He's a free agent at the
Bring
moment.
him
He's taking
home.
him back.
Bring him home.
Bring him home.
Get Walker from Burnley.
Yeah.
Bring the band back together. Danny Rose is on a free.
We need some kind of good feels, man. It's such a weird time. I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't know what to feel.
Yeah, where are you at with everything at Spurs going on right now?
What are you being told to believe, Philly?
What the other guy say? He was like, every time Sim speaks, I think I'm thinking inside my own brain. No, you guys, You guys, I think you're right on the pulse. You guys kind of allow both sides to speak. I appreciate that. I think it's still too early for me to say how I feel about Frank. I think I'm just coming to terms with what the season is going to be like, and it hurts a little bit. But I think if I swallow my pride and I realize that Spurs are going to give us a roller coaster as always. So we just need to, put our hands up.
What going into the season, what did you expect the season to be, and what have you now accepted it will be?
Well, I don't know. Do you think we got false hope with the PSG performance? I mean, I think everyone's talking about the issues with Bentancur and Paulinho, but those first couple games, it was like, oh, we might have a missing piece of the puzzle. We needed some holding midfielders last year that could help keep clean sheets. Do you guys think that PSG performance was kind of a misdirect? Because that's how I'm starting to feel now, that we maybe got our hopes up.
Yeah, I mean, it's starting to look like that, isn't it? To be honest, it's hard. And we beat City, didn't we? We thought, oh, God, we're really onto a good thing. Frank is a genius. And then since then, it's kind of like we haven't seen that level of performance. And as well, we've been asked different questions, different challenges, and we haven't overcome them very well. Like when we're asked to attack, when we're asked to be the ones dominant, it's been a struggle. What did you think today? Did you think we deserved the point? Did we get lucky? What was your thoughts?
Again, it's a microcosm of the season. All the games, at the beginning of the game, I'm going to say, we're going to be lucky to win. We're going to be lucky to get a draw. And then by the middle of the game, you're like, wait a second, we can win this. Like the game is right there for us. If we play good defense and get a scummy goal, like we could walk away with 3 points. Yeah. But then somehow by the end of the game, you're mad because we drew. So it's like every expectation within one 90-minute game. So I think if I use my brain, then I have to be happy with the point, considering how tough it's been going up all the way up north in the past few seasons. But using my heart, I felt like we could save the season if in that 95th minute we pulled out a winner and really rubbed it in their nose. You know what I mean? But the question is still there because it was only a draw.
Yeah. In terms of the game, was anyone stood out for you performance-wise? Anyone you thought deserves maybe not getting the credit they deserve?
Well, I don't know about that. I think Kuti. I think our club has an issue like replacing superstars right now. We need superstars, and the only superstar we have on the field is Kuti Romero. And unfortunately, he's only consistently a superstar when he's playing for Argentina. But so we need someone to replace Kane. We need someone to replace Son. I think it's more. I'm trying to wrap my head around what Frank is doing with his team selection. And again, I want to try to keep the long-term frame of mind where he's trying many different formations. He's trying many different combinations of players, trying to figure out where the chemistry is. So I'm happy this season anytime I get to see Porro and Udogie playing at the same time, because it gives us a really nice support and attack, I think, historically, with Udogie being able to drive the ball forward and then Porro obviously being one of our more technical players. So I appreciated that. I know nobody right now is really playing great. Like, I think Porro had good and bad moments. So did Udogie. But who else played well? Man, I don't know. I love seeing Muani trying to dribble through 3 guys in the box. It's like that's what we need, a little bit of that. But what do you guys think? Did you guys pick a man of the match yet?
Romero. It's got to be Romero. There's no one else but Romero. I thought Lucas Bergvall played very well today as well.
Yes, Lucas, for sure.
Yeah.
But Philly, what do you see the future holding this season when it comes to the manager with our terrible home form? Does he last the season? What do you predict? What do you see happening? Do you think he'll turn it around? We're going to start getting consistent results and performances. Do you think we should just give it time regardless? Like, how do you see things going?
I don't know. I think not to be sitting on the fence, but I think that's really up to us. Well, I should say up to you, match-going fans, because I think we historically we have the backbone to put up with challenging seasons. We have the backbone, and it's going to really test us considering how good Arsenal is this year and how many bad performances we've had so far. But I don't think Enoch has put us in a place where we can fire another manager. We just can't do it anymore. Once again, they bring in a new manager that's completely different from the old manager, and we just can't do that again. So I think we're kind of stuck with them. And what hurts the most about that is I don't know if Frank is a Spurs man, and we fired someone who is 100% a Spurs man. And oh man, we should have given Ange more time, but here we are, and I think we're kind of stuck with him. He's a strong football mind, and I think we got to write it out, and we got to try to find ways to support the team.
Wow, Philly, always a pleasure to speak to you, my friend.
Thanks for coming on, Philly.
Thanks for letting me on, guys. Hope everything's going good in jolly old London.
Yeah, it's going all right. Come on.
Good to see you, Philly.
Big up to Philly. And not this jabroni. Not this jabroni.
What's this shirt you got on? Tribal
WWE, mate.
WWE.
KPV, I've got a bone to pick with you.
What the fuck are you on?
You said we were going to lose 6-1 today.
Yeah, because I got that right 2 years ago. Just ask Brian Vogel and Johnny.
You got it wrong.
Fuck you, blood. I couldn't give a fuck about the game. And yeah, it was never a penalty because Dan Burton dived onto Benteke's and never penalty, fam. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's the same thing that happened with the Dyer handball 5 years ago at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium when there was no fans. Like, that wasn't a penalty.
Absolutely right.
And do you know who was commentating on our game back then? The Scouser, Carragher was our commentator with Rob Hawthorne.
Now it all adds up. Whenever Carragher commentates on our games, they get a dodgy pen.
Yeah, Rob Hawthorne was a commentator on that game as well.
Who was the commentator, KPV, when Lucas Moura got that goal disallowed for the handball?
That was against, I believe, Sheffield United.
Yeah.
That was Bill Leslie. Because
Jesus.
Bill Leslie. I don't like Gary Neville commentating on our games.
Do you remember the commentator from every game?
Who?
Do you remember the who commentated all our games, like ever?
2021 season. I know.
You know what? We should play a game. I'm going to get our Sim to predict the score, and every score he gets right, you need to tell me who the commentator was.
I know who the commentator was for a game against West Ham on that 2021 season at our ground. It was Rob Hawthorne and Carragher against West Ham. Because the reason why I said 18th of October isn't a good date is because of that Lanzini goal. Because that's why it's not a good date, mate. That's why I don't like October 18th, because of that scumbag Lanzini, mate.
Yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it. People still shout Lanzini in the street to me.
Who was the commentator when Harry Kane scored with the mask?
It was Down Fletcher, North London Derby, BT Sport. Because you had Glenn Hoddle at the game as well then, in that North London Derby, when we were 2-0, I believe we were top for a few minutes, and then Sanchez equalises and we draw. Like,
what about when Son got sent off at Everton?
That was, I believe, Rob Hawthorne again.
Rob Hawthorne does a lot of our games.
And Martin Tyler commentated on our game against Chelsea at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium when we lost 2-0. Willian got both goals just before COVID. Like,
what about when we lost 6-1 to Newcastle?
Who do you think it was? Bill Leslie. Fucking hell. I'm glad I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it. I couldn't be asked, man, because I was in my bedroom, mate.
I should have known. I should have known. You're right.
I'm glad I didn't watch it, because I got it right before the game. We would lose 6-1. Ask Brian Daigle. It was on the Twitter space.
What about KPV when we lost 5-1 to Newcastle? last day of the season under Pochettino?
I didn't watch. I didn't watch the game, mate, because I was in school before I left to go to the college. So I didn't watch because when I was in school, we don't have Sky. Like, you have final score on BBC Sport because you watch BBC Sport. They have on BBC One or whatever. You have final score at weekends, 3 o'clock, and the games. And we, like, if we hadn't lost that game, like Mitrovic and Jose Perez scored against us then. And, like, I don't know why we play Mondays now and then. Like, we had to beat Chelsea at the Bridge that season, but because of Eden Hazard, he scored to win Leicester the league. And people need to remember, we were actually going after him. If Bayern Munich had won a Champions League, Hazard would have joined us. But because of Bayern Munich losing at home in their own ground in the Champions League final to Chelsea, Hazard joins them. And
who commentated on that final?
What? The Champions League final?
Yeah.
In Munich?
Yeah.
It was on both channels, ITV and Sky. So
who commentated for both channels?
Clive Telsley was on ITV, mine Tyler, Sky. But I was in school. I watched it on ITV.
Doesn't Mr. B, does he?
I watched Champions League finals.
I've actually never known this skill ever before in my life. This is actually quite unbelievable.
I've watched Champions League finals, mate, and I watched one of your videos for the 2019 Champions League final, and it was never a penalty.
Who commentated that one?
Like, Down Fletcher commentated on that, mate, because I know you went to Madrid, because you went there the previous season for the Bernabeu when Kane didn't score. It was a Varane own goal. But so you've been to Madrid, and let's just say our record wasn't good. We drew at the Bernabeu, but we beat them at Wembley, and then we lose to Liverpool in the Champions League final. Never penalty, because even my friend agreed it was never penalty. Liverpool got lucky. And
damn right, your friend is
correct.
I
knew you two would go, and Expressions went to the final, and my mate went to the final. So everyone who went to the Champions League final.
Did Ben Sims go to the final?
My mate, my key worker Ben Symes, he didn't go there. But I know my mate Jack Coyes did because he went with his
Jack
mates.
Coyes.
Yeah, Jack Coyes. He's with glasses on Facebook. I'm friends with him. I speak to him a lot, and he went because I actually saw him when I went to the gym in Harlow, Pure Gym, and I went there a lot. And he went to the final. So I haven't been to a Spurs
You know what Sim told me this morning?
What?
he told me that Toby Alderweireld signed from
Atletico Madrid. Yeah.
No, he told me he signed from Southampton.
No bullshit, Sim. I googled it. It was from Atletico de Madrid.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure?
Yeah, because I googled it, mate. He was on loan at Southampton, but Atletico Madrid were lucky to stand it. But we bought him from Atletico Madrid, who just played their rivals Real Madrid in that Champions League final in Lisbon. And Sergio Ramos saved Real Madrid's skin because if Ramos doesn't equalise, Atletico could have won that European Cup and Toby Alderweireld would have won it with them. But they just won the league against Barcelona in Barcelona. So Atletico now to win La Liga, but they can't win a European Cup. Ask Diego Simeone because he can't win. Like Poch, like I know you probably heard it years ago, but Poch said if we won a Champions League, he would have retired. So and we should have won it, but the referee gave Liverpool a penalty. It just like 2009, Chelsea were robbed against Barcelona. It would have been back-to-back Champions League final between Man United and Chelsea, but Barcelona.
Do you know who commentated on the Royal Rumble last year?
Fuck you, man! It was on Netflix this year. This year, Ben, 25 this year because they left they left WWE Network. You could have watched. You can watch.
Well, who was the commentator? I didn't hear a commentator's name.
There's no WWE commentators, mate. You got. I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Bad news, Barrett. Bad news, Barrett and Michael Cole.
Anyway, whenever people ask you who commentated on Spurs games since 2020, the answer is Ben and Tim. That's the answer you need to give.
That was on the watch-alongs, boys.
Exactly. Damn, man, you're
like,
goddamn
let your
right
mind
it's on
be
the watch
sunny.
alongs. That's
Your
the
mind be
commentary
sunny.
everyone cares about.
Can you remember who was on every watch along? Which game?
I know you had, what's his name? You had Sam, the guy that done the Carabao Cup game with Chelsea.
Sam.
Yeah, guy. You had for the Carabao Cup game against Chelsea when we won on pens. Lamella equalised.
Oh, Slav.
Do you remember Slav?
Slav.
Love
Slav.
that.
Slav, yeah. Where is he? Like, I watched that game. You want to take him over there or over there? They're as clean as that end or stewards down that end. That's what he said. And that's probably the best part. Like, yeah, you want to take him over there or over there? They're as clean as that end.
Who was on the watch along for? Did we do watch alongs then back in the semi-final? Champions League semi-final.
No.
We didn't do
No,
watch
you
alongs
went
then.
to Amsterdam, remember? You went to
Yeah, I
Amsterdam.
do remember that. Yeah, I do.
It was 2020, really. Our first watch along
DVD.
was Leipzig. Funnily enough, it was actually before COVID. It was Leipzig away.
And we lost. We couldn't beat Leipzig, mate, because
Who was on that watch along? That was a mass watch along. You remember everyone?
You two.
Wasn't George on it?
Achilles.
I didn't see
Was George on it? Who was on that watch along?
There was a few people on
I
that
didn't
one.
watch it, lads, because, lads,
You
I
didn't
didn't
watch
watch
it? You didn't watch it? What?
Do you know who was on the watch along last season when we played West Ham?
Obviously, I know it was Brian Daigle and Ben. Come on. Brian Daigle's back. Big up, Brian. Hope you're feeling well, mate. And we need to meet up. I know it, because I want to meet up, and we need to, mate. Let us know.
I'm sure he's listening. I'm sure he's listening.
I know, he needs, like, yeah, I might not be able to make it to Canada, because I'm going to Barcelona for my 30th birthday. So,
Come on.
Nice.
And I said it to Dawson and Lady King. If those lot from South London will it win the league, I'm staying in Barcelona for 2 weeks. I do not want Arsenal winning that title, mate, because they're still taking the mick out of us. Like, have they ever won a European trophy? Have you seen Arsenal win a European Cup? No, you haven't.
Damn
They
right.
can't be.
Damn
We've won
right.
more, blood. Have
Exactly.
they? And that walking Malteser, Don Bobby, big up, X. Like, yeah, I like it. So, everyone, ignore what Don Bobby says, because I hate AFTV and Arsenal more, hate Chelsea, but I don't like none
That's
of the
not
teams.
what your ultimate team suggests.
Shut up, Ben. What do I have to say, mate? Because I know who Alex Mr. Box Office looks like.
Right. Yeah, we do too.
Yeah, because I know who he looks like, but I'm not going to say anything. And I'm going to say this, but Eze's first goal should not have stood in a North London derby. You can see
Absolutely right.
two Arsenal
Absolutely
players in the
right,
middle of the
Rob.
long thing.
But anyway,
I'm
Carl,
on-
any final
What's
words? We're gonna be signing off.
We've got Brentford at home, Ben. I don't know why he said away. We've got them away
Ben.
in January, Ben.
Jabroni.
You said earlier.
Jabroni.
Ben, come on. Like, it's
He
the Thomas
told
Frank
me
derby.
before I'm going to try and trip up KPV by saying away.
It's the Ericsson derby as well, lads. It's the Ericsson derby because
Is it not the Frank derby?
it's Christian Eriksen and Regulon and Thomas Frank. So,
and Frank.
we need to win because they've got Jordan Henderson. Like, I remember you and Expressions were doing the 2018 World Cup games when you called him Jordan No Sideways Henderson. Eric Diarrhea running shit, blood. He should be starting, not Jordan. And Gareth selected Jordan No Sideways Henderson after the Champions League final loss to Real Madrid in Kiev. Big up Gareth Bale. Like, bring back Dele Alli. Bring back Danny Woo. And Toby Yan. Big up. So I'm out, people, because I've got stuff to do. And everyone, wait your diaries for Friday, the World Cup draw, whoever England get. So
Is it on Friday?
Yeah, it's on
Oh,
Friday.
wow, nice one, Carl. Didn't know that.
Everyone, so wait for your diaries and write it in. World Cup draw Friday.
When's the FA Cup third round draw? Do you know that?
Oh, fucking hell. You have to find Daigle, mate. And every time Ben and Sim, or Ben and Brian Daigle do watch along for the FA Cup draws, we always get bad teams and we seem to lose.
Got you.
we're probably going to
Tell Sim to stop slacking and get on the FA Cup third round draws then.
Well, Ben, I suggest you better start doing more watch-alongs then, because obviously, as you saw my good super chat, I met you two 4 years ago when I was with Paul for the Tottenham Brentford game.
Well, if I was doing more watch-alongs, then we would have never have met.
Well, fucking hell, mate. I saw you guys after you done winning Europa League with Spurs on FIFA 22 career mode against Chelsea, and Harry Kane was never going to stop us winning one, but you sold him. Like, why would you sell Harry Class A blood? Like, you bought...
Yeah, but we bought him. We bought him on this one.
Yeah, well, you better tell me what your account name is so I can add you, because I've still got you as Wagnermont, because that's the account you guys used. So let me know what your name is so I can add you, so I can play you too, because I've got a different team on FC26. So,
You better.
I do. Shut your mouth, blood. And everyone in the chat wants to see you do some career mode again, because you brought it back. So when's the career mode coming back? We want to see it. And everyone, if you want Ben and Sim to bring back some more career mode content, give me a hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. All right, everyone. That's it from us tonight. I'll see you Saturday, Sim. And as always, come on, you Spurs. Fuck the Arsenal.
Come on.
Come on. Oh, there's no better way to end a stream than with KPV.
Everyone's saying hell yeah in the comments. Hell yeah.
Oh, there is literally no better way to end a stream than with KPV. But that is it from us today. We'll be back tomorrow for player ratings, match review, all that jazz. And we'll see you there, people. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.